Game's currently live.
What character does he play?
Dugat, Half-Orc Barbarian.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
He's the barbarian.
yeah, right. I've never played with that character, but like I said, I've seen him put stuff up on the Facebook page and everything.
I think I played. Well, I played last Sunday with him, and then there was another game, and somebody else, I think.
Cool. So we're just waiting for him to get back.
I'm back.
Oh, I wasn't talking about you. I'm sorry about Jody.
Okay.
But I suppose we can go without him. He's just a barbarian. Tell me what happens.
He's a barbarian. He wouldn't understand it anyway.
Yeah, we just got to point him in the direction of something to kill.
So Cardiff would gather pockets first, and then set about the town looking for people of the party to return to the Amber Library.
It'll be my first visit there, so hopefully it goes well.
Several people's first visit.
Yeah, I don't think I've been there.
Same formation as before. Paladin and pockets up front. Other person in the middle. Druid and the wizard in the back.
Sounds good.
Sounds good. I'll take the like far back.
Map's all the way at the bottom, guys.
While we were walking, I would ask what kind of spells you're going to be using.
Me?
Anybody not have dark vision?
Yeah. I don't have dark vision.
I don't have dark vision. I would have a ever-burning torch, and I could have that in my shield hand because I do have one in my
Well, I can cast light on whatever I got as a cantrip.
Right. What type of spells will I be casting? Hopefully not. I have a lot of healing if we need to do a lot of healing. But I do have, like, why you just kind of want to know what I have available?
You could just message me.
Oh, message you? All right, I will message you. That way it won't bother those guys.
Summon badgers is always a good spell.
Oh, I do have larger animals, so I could do that. If we dig. Yeah,
do we need to be careful of what spells we cast or something?
No,
well,
just kidding.
It helps to kind of coordinate a little bit. Then you can kind of know what you got, you know?
Okay, well, I got Firebolt, Ray of Frost, and the rest of them are pretty much just...
Yeah, you're just a paladin, though. You're a half caster.
No, I'm
Or are you a paladin sorcerer?
Paladin Sorcerer.
Aha.
I've prepared my 2 spells, Misty Step and Dagger, Dagger, Dagger.
Nailed it.
Those are the perfect spells. Nice. Alright, I got it.
Last call for prepared.
How do I set my initiative to have advantage? Since I'm wielding vigilance now.
So you click on the cog and you go to it. Should be an option for you to set advantage on initiative.
Nice. How do I set my initiative to have advantage?
Alright, so those of you who haven't been here before, the approach up, there's a very narrow and very poor path that runs amidst a bunch of the sludge that you have seen throughout your journeys in the area. Every square that you can see at current is difficult terrain. The sludge has a kind of purplish hue to it, but it looks like probably a couple of days ago some people traversed up the steep climb here. The temple that Cardiff is leading you to is on the western side of the city, set against a wall. For those of you who have traveled to the tower that leads up to the mountaintop, it's just a few blocks down the road from where that's located. But yeah, that's where you're at.
Oh right, we got a bit on our ways. for a large dog. Last time we were here, it ran off inside, and we don't know where it went. And there's probably more inside as well because they told it to get reinforcements.
Asshole. Get out of here.
Oh, and it gets a bit nipply, so make sure you bundle up and whatnot.
I pass out blankets if people don't have anything.
I have fur. Awesome.
Pockets is sporting some new bling, so he is more than fine in the cold right now.
All right, new bling. All right.
Pockets is just starting to head towards where that opening was that they created last time.
Certainly. So as you approach, you see it's just as you left it. Rubble, scree from above. The two amber doors, the large double doors that you presume are large, have been broken or have been set with stone. You go around to the now slightly wider opening point and head into the side passage.
We should wait for the rest of the group. People are falling behind.
Don't worry about tokens, just mainly focus
Okay,
on...
just checking. Sorry.
I'd cast light on myself too.
Sure.
Pockets is gonna go up to this door and try to see if he can hear anything on the other side.
That door there.
Yeah.
Still is the grave.
Alright. I'll move over to this door and do the same.
Still is the grave.
I'd like to check the bedrolls or check
If-
and see what the area looks like. I've never been here before, so I'm
Sure.
probably going to be inquisitive.
That's fine. As you pass through the narrow passage into the chamber, you'll note that the room has burn marks all over the place. For those of you that were here before, you can see that all of the bodies have been removed from the place. Looks like they were dragged out. Looks like they were dragged out the way that you came in. And you can also see the spot where you remember Typhon's head being removed from his body. The mats and everything are kind of scorched down to just nothing more than ash. And there are two double doors in this chamber. Both are made entirely out of amber. The one on the northern wall has kind of a greenish glow to it in its yellow color, its yellow hue. And the double door to the on the eastern wall appears to be just kind of blocking just complete darkness on the other side. There doesn't appear to be anything besides the light that's coming from the ever-burning torches in the sconces in this room that is lighting its crystal form.
Well, I don't hear much noise on the other side of the doors. We might be safe to at least go into the next passage.
Was there undead or anything down here last time?
No. Mostly orcs.
Another thing that was mentioned last time, and I'll mention it again, based on the opacity, translucency of the doors, you feel that if you get close to the door and look into it, you might be able to see things beyond. It won't be like a direct vision, it'll be like looking through frosted glass.
I do that on the green tinted door.
On the opposite side, you can see what look or appear to be three lights floating in a hallway. The hallway seems to have a dimension of 20 feet by 20 feet, 20 feet wide, 20 feet high, and it goes on for some time. But the three lights seem to be just kind of lingering and floating in the air on the opposite side.
I inform the party that there's...
Not directly on the other side, apologies. Like some distance into the hallway.
No, yeah, that's what I was assuming what you meant. Yeah, I informed that it looks like there's three hanging lights, not not similar to the torches, some floating in the back some in the room. Someone might be there.
Looks like the doors will take some effort to push open, but you should be able to do it if you work together.
Which one do we want to go down?
Well, let's see if we can see anything on the other side of this door, like. Do I see anything on the other side of this door?
Are you looking? Oh, you're looking into it. That one's complete black.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess it's whatever door we feel like choosing. Or the one to the north might have someone behind it. This one we can't really tell.
I'm gonna investigate the doors for traps.
Sure.
The guidance.
I'll help him.
Doesn't appear to be the case. Doesn't seem to be trapped.
Yep, guidance didn't help on that one.
Which door should we open? Northernmost.
I'll leave it up to the ones that were here before.
I'd like to open the northern one because we think there's people in it. We might as well dispatch them right away. But you're the man here, so whatever you decide, I'll follow you.
Let's check out the northernmost door.
Okay. So it's going to require someone to push open the door.
I can help. I'm strong.
It's going to require somebody with a strength of 15 or more to push open the door.
Pockets backs up. He ain't that.
I got it.
Okay. Whoever that person is, go ahead and make a perception check. You're certain that just feeling the weight of the door as you kind of set yourself against it and ready to push it, that if you were to close it, you would either need to push it from the other side to seal it, thus keeping you on the opposite end, or you would need to take an action, make a strength athletics check to pull the door closed. You're not sure what the difficulty class is, but you know it's not going to be something that's going to be easily shut quickly. Understood?
Okay, yeah, I'll relay this to the other guys so they know.
Okay. So, before I...
I'm going to shut that easily once we open it, so whatever's behind there, we better...
This is what you're going to get. If you want this, this is what's happening. So, that said, the walls, as you open the door, you can see just inside the walls of this 20-foot wide, probably about well outside of your field of vision, at least 60 feet long arched corridor, are sheathed in amber. All of the walls completely coated in amber. The southern half of the hall is scorched by fire, and charred corpses lie directly on the floor as you open up the door. Under a burned fur cloak, you can see that there's a specifically large body that's not reduced to its bone, just cindered, typical flesh charring. There are several amber doors on the left side that seem to lead from the hall, and there appear to be arrow slits on the right side that must exit out into a larger portion of the cathedral or this temple. But what you see that's the most interesting is dotted across the room there are 3 floating flames, green flames, and as you kind of focus in on them you can see that seethed in those flames are skulls that are now actively looking at you. Roll initiative.
Hey, this does not have to be fixed right now by any means, but I leveled last time and it wasn't leveled on my character sheet. Can I just play as 5? And
Level
okay?
real quick.
Yeah, we could probably use it.
I got the ass into the order.
Cardiff, go ahead and make an Arcana check.
I haven't even rolled yet, so. Oh, still.
Well, if you can get lower than me, go for it.
I could have tied it, but no, actually, I couldn't have. I have a +2 initiative. Could not have tied it.
Get these.
Dan, you're certain that the things that linger in front of you aren't just, apparitions or something to that effect. They're created undead, known as flame skulls.
Okay.
Flame skulls are created from the souls and bodies, or remnants rather, of wizards. So that lingering power of the wizards remains inside of the skulls, and that arcane energy is what powers its magic-filled hate. There are 3 of them, and they seem to dot across the hallway there.
I'd relay to the group that there's undead. The skulls are undead, and that they're your lost wizards. Prepare for magic spread out.
You would know too, just because you rolled a decent Arcana, not terrible, but you won't get all of its functions, but you will know what it's immune to. It's immune to cold, fire, poison, and you're pretty certain that because of its flying state, it's probably immune to the prone condition.
Okay. I'd relate all that.
Sure.
Damn.
Do I have everybody's initiative? It looks like I only have 4. 10. Okay.
You got.
All right. Highest on the board is them. Actually, Pockets, your dexterity, what is it?
I got a +4 modifier.
Okay, you first.
Oh boy. So Pockets is going to do a little bit
Oh,
of this.
Sorry, one thing you'll note too is as the doors are opened, it does look like they are turning to face the opener of the doors, and it does look like their green flames are starting to pulse and become stronger.
Can I quickly look around the room for a board or anything to kind of move forward with as a shield or anything of that sort?
There's nothing to that effect in the room you're in.
Okay.
Pockets is going to move right in front of this one. Hopefully people follow up the charge afterwards. And he's gonna take a swing at the thing. Oh, I get
Make
2
an
of these
attack.
things now.
That'll miss. The first one will hit. The second one will miss.
Right. So,
Yeah.
10 damage.
Okay. 1 sec. All right. All right. Anything else?
And I technically have a bonus action. Nah, I just end my turn there.
Sure.
If I had 1 more level of thief, I would have ran back.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Bear with me here. I'm just doing some math. Okay. I need everybody that is not Pockets to make a dexterity saving throw.
Is somebody casting a spell?
Correct. The one that is currently adjacent to Pockets. Are you going to use your reaction to cast Counterspell?
Correct.
Okay. The one directly behind it will do likewise. You don't have a reaction available, so dexterity saving throws, please.
Double dex.
I have danger sense.
It's not a trap.
It says traps or spells.
Oh. Can you click it for me real quick? Okay. Well, you rolled a natural 20 on your first dice, so I don't know why.
Yeah, I'm saying the second one though. You said he fired again.
Well,
He only got 1 off.
only got 1. It was counterspelled, the first one. So Dugat saves, Chi does not, Cardiff does not. Chi, you rolled twice, okay. And then Farron, you're in there as well, so I need 2 dex saving throws from you. So.
I do. I have a 22 on the first one and a 19 on the second one. Oh shit! Dang it! It says 2 Farron. I had it on myself.
Roll it out loud.
I do that all the time.
Yep, and I
At
can't.
least once a game.
I can't keep trusting you.
Can't like.
Cheater.
Look at that! Another 19.
All right, and
Freaking unbelievable.
that's good.
This game loves me.
If you succeeded, which is higher than 13. Bear with me here.
I'm gonna luck.
Go ahead. Okay. Fireball. Looks like 26 if you failed, 13. So Chi and Cardiff. And you'll take
Absorb
13
elements.
if you succeeded. You already used your reaction. You can't cast that spell.
Oh, that's right. I'm unconscious.
Welcome to the pain.
Holy shit. Got a lot of healing to do here.
All right. And the one that's farthest back will advance. To this position here. We'll then cast a spell on pockets. Take 18 points of damage.
Dang.
5 bolts of blue energy go scaling out from its eyes and slam into your form, moving around your shield to concuss into your chest. Oh, and the stuff that was already on fire and is pretty much burned to cinder by Ian's silly oil nonsense and fireballs galore. It doesn't ignite because it's already burned to hell. Dugat, Cardiff, you see him drop to the ground in agony. It looks like Chi is quite hurt. In fact, he seems to be spitting out blood from the mask of his helm. And Pockets and Farron seem to be in better states, but looks like they got their cloaks up. Well, Farron got his cloak up, and the magic missile wasn't a fireball. What would you like to do?
So I have. You said that at least 2 people are down.
One person is down. Cardiff is down. Chi is bloodied. Yeah.
I'll take care of Cardiff.
Okay, I'm gonna go in and try to pull their attention a little bit.
Okay.
Kill him.
So I'm gonna rage,
Go ahead.
and then I'm gonna move forward.
Good lord.
Did you get my message, by the way? Just a heads up.
Yeah, I'm not checking Facebook, so if you're sending
That's
them there,
totally cool. It was through your phone.
I'm also not checking my phone. So.
Okay, well I did the HP, but I didn't do anything else because I don't know.
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and attack.
Yeah, you are.
That's my first one.
1 second.
Nice.
And I also have a +3 plus the +2. The +3 proficiency bonus wasn't in there, but the +2 for the rage.
Why would you be adding
Yeah,
your
you do.
proficiency bonus into damage?
No, I'm just saying that's the thing that I didn't add
There's
to my character sheet. I don't know how to add it because last time I did it, I screwed up the whole thing. So
so
Your rolls are correct. You got your strength, which
Yeah.
is a 4, and then you got your +1. The roll is correct. If you're raging, then I mean you get more damage.
then I get the 4 for the +2.
so the first one will do 18, the second one will do 15. I got you.
Sorry.
It's okay. And then all you have to do to level your character is just raise your character level, adjust your hit points, and add any new features that you acquire to your features. So whatever you get at 6th level you have, and you should add to your sheet. Check your player's handbook for that. Alright, so you smash into this one pretty solid. Looks like 30... that'll do it. You hit it so hard it goes like flying off. Ricochets off the wall and kind of just smashes over on the ground a well distance away from you.
Fuck yeah, Chody.
Nice.
Farron?
Alright. Since Cardiff got burned pretty badly, I'm going to move over to here, right next to him. I'm just going to go full on cast Cure Wounds at a high level. That way I can hopefully heal him once. And then I am going to drag him back away from the door, so hopefully he doesn't get burned. It's not as bad. It's not too bad. 19 hit points.
Yeah.
And then I will drag him like all the way over to this, right up against that wall. If you could put him there, or if you could move your guy there.
What?
I'm gonna drag you right where I am, but I'll be out of the way. I'm gonna move myself out of the way. No, over even more. I want to put you all the way up against that wall, so that if they fireballs, maybe you'll be out of it. I don't know if I can stand right next to you. So that's like my move and my action, and as a bonus action, I guess there's certain things I could do as a bonus action. I wonder if I could healing word him.
You already cast a
That's
first level
fine.
spell.
That's
Oh, you're right. You're right.
Good.
I can't do that as a bonus action. All right, so that's fine. I think as a bonus action, I'll put cast Shillelagh on my staff in case I get a chance to whack one of those things.
What's your speed?
40. I am quicker than hell.
Okay.
Probably like out here.
Yeah.
I'm pretty strong though too. He's probably pretty light. That's why.
Well, you had to move up to him, and then you had to go all the way over to there. That's not happening. Check your range.
All right. Can I move him right there then?
Yeah, you would have gotten him to. You would have been here.
All right, put him there then. I'm trying to get him as far away from that door as possible. So
And that is exactly it.
Fireball.
But
Yeah,
I will
that's good.
just allow cure wounds. That's fine. As you're dragging him away, you need to move your token over, and you're actually one square closer to the door. You're here, Cardiff, and he's behind you.
Okay.
Okay. Switch. And then go. No. Farron should be further away because you're dragging him away from that position. And then Cardiff should be right. There you go. Cardiff, you're up.
I can't see anything else down the hall.
If you move around the corner and look down the hall,
Actually,
you can see 2 lights kind of glowing.
Oh, so I can see them because they're glowing.
Yeah, just barely. But yeah.
How far off is the third one? Because I can only really
There's
make
only 2.
out
There's only 2.
Okay, so I can only make out this one. Where's the other one at?
Directly behind it, like 10 feet. One over.
There.
To the left. Yeah.
So on these 2 locations.
Correct.
Fuck it, let's try it.
Cool. So the second you start casting a spell, you watch as the one that fired the magic missile starts emanating this purplish energy, and this small mote of energy flies to you and just junks your spell, counter spell.
Okay. Then I would move.
Okay. Cheat.
Bonus action on my hammer, Thunder Smite. Move up here. And I'm going to swing.
Okay. That will hit. That one was the one who just cast a counterspell. Okay, that'll hit.
Alright, and Thunder Smite, which is 2d8, 2d6.
Thunder damage, correct?
Oh, God, I gotta remember to take that off.
Gonna need 2d6. Yeah.
5 points. And I will burn a first level spell since it's undead. And Divine Smite it.
Fails on its save. Okay. So 17, 24. Okay.
And second swing.
Sure. That'll hit.
Okay.
Anything else?
Nope, that's my turn.
Okay. It still floats there in the air before you. Looks like there are cracks throughout its skull frame, and pieces of it, its teeth are kind of falling out of its mouth. Pockets.
I'll move there, and first attack will be on this guy.
Miss.
And I shall add a...
Wait, doesn't he have advantage?
Why would he have advantage?
Didn't you get like a new item or something that gives him advantage?
on perception checks and initiative.
Oh, okay.
And darn it, does a 14 hit?
Yeah, it would, except that you're attacking the one on the north side, correct?
I was attacking the one that she
He just
had.
attacked. Yeah, that'll work.
All right, cool. So that's just 10 damage, and I get to add sneak attack.
Okay. That'll kill
for
it.
15 total. Nice. And then I turn my attention to the one to the north and take my second attack.
Okay, that'll hit.
For nice. And I will do what's it called? Second wind to gain 7 hit points.
Okay. It'll go to it. Go ahead and take an attack of opportunity. It's going to move away from you.
Alright.
That'll hit.
Nice.
This is all piercing damage that you're doing, right?
Correct.
Oh, okay.
Stabby, stabby.
Yeah, I forgot about that part.
Oh, resistance to piercing.
Okay. It floats straight up to the ceiling. And once it makes it to that point, I need all 3 of you that are currently in the hallway to make dexterity saving throws.
Alright.
Because I think I got all 3 of you. 1, 2, no.
Dang it.
Just got the 1. Hold on a second. Sorry, no. Apologies. Yeah, okay. Right. So, yeah, all 3 of you to make them saves. Cool.
You got me good. You got me to use my reaction. I could have... Oh, wait. Why am I making an attack roll?
I don't know. So, I think that hits all 3 of you.
Be a plus, and that's a +2 with Shieldmaster.
Okay, so then you'll save.
I had a 20.
You have advantage, correct? So just Chi. 24 for Chi, 12 for the rest.
I have that, and then I have the rage going. So does that
Does
take
rage-
half of that?
Does rage block fire damage?
I think it's just resistance to bludgeoning and piercing.
If
totem
you
of the
are bear totem, yes. it
Yeah,
does.
the totem of the bear. All damage is
Everything
half.
Then
but
what's-
psychic.
Then what's the answer?
Yes, he has resistance. So he takes half.
Great. So half of 12 is 6.
And that knocks me down.
Welcome to unconscious. Dugat. It's 20 feet in the air.
I'm gonna go ahead and try to wing my axe at it.
Okay.
And since it's magical, it will come back, right?
Not
Is
at
that
all.
how things work?
No.
Really? No, that's not a thing. Oh, okay.
Throw the axe. Make an attack roll. So, you didn't say you were attacking recklessly, and you were throwing the weapon at disadvantage because you're throwing it up 20 feet and out 20 feet, which is about hypotenuse 25, 30 feet. It technically does hit, but it'll use shield to stop the axe and gain 5 armor class as its reaction. Your axe goes spiraling down the hall behind it.
Get him, Jody. Get him.
You hear it
I will
clunk
move.
against a wall.
I will move forward after my accident.
Okay, go ahead and move 30 or 40 feet, however many you move.
Throw it again.
Alright, fair. On
Just
8,
keep throwing it.
All right, I'm gonna move up.
sure.
You're gonna knock him down one of those times.
So it's right against the door, right here.
Oh, actually, I don't even have to go very far. I'm going to go right here first, and then move here, and then as a bonus action, I'm going to look at Chai, who's down, right?
Chi is down, yeah.
Chi, here. I thought it was Chai.
You can call him what you want.
Anyways, I'm casting this. It's called Balm of Summer Court. I can look at anybody within 120 feet, and as a bonus action, this will do 3d6 plus you get 3 temporary hit points also on top of this. Hopefully, it's a decent roll. That's all right. It's a 12. 12 hit
Damn.
points for Chai, and then you get 3 temp also. And actually, how far away am I of you guys? Like, let's see. You guys are all 35. Wait, what's that? Oh, it's a dead one. What happened to can I see Pockets? Or is he way up there?
If you can't see him, then you can't see
Then I
him.
can't see him. All right. Well, that makes sense. I didn't know if he
Yeah.
turned invisible. I don't know. But anyways, I think I will, as an action, use one of my prayer beads to cast bless, and I'll bless the 3 of us. So myself and Chai, and well, it is Pockets I can see right there. I just can't see Dugard. That's the one I couldn't see. All right, never mind. So it'll be us 3 that
Sure.
just get blessed. Do you need me to click on it, or does everybody know what that does?
1d4 to your attacks and saves.
Yeah, I'll just click on it for the fun of it because I can. So, all right, that's my turn.
Cardiff.
I'll move 1, 2, 3. They're still glowing in the.
Yeah, floating about 20 feet up.
And it's just the one.
Just the one.
Burning 2.
Okay. You see your projectiles hit into it. Does a little bit of damage, sure.
So 14.
Yep. Seems to be fine. Light still glows.
I will finish movement. This is my turn.
Sure. You're laying on the ground, directly above you, some 20 feet up, and 10 or 15 feet away. Chai is a floating skull of flame.
Okay, I'll go ahead and stand up.
Sure.
Go get him, Chai.
Yep. I'm going to do my interpretation of Thor and throw my hammer.
20/60, throwing it a diagonal upwards, so go ahead and make the attack. That'll miss.
Add a d4. Can you roll that, Chai?
It won't matter.
it won't matter if
Its
if
AC's.
it
It still has the shield present from the last time it was attacked.
Oh, that's right.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
And then bonus action to return the hammer to you.
Yeah, bonus action, return the hammer, and
Okay. You still have a little bit of movement, 15 feet.
yeah. Let's see. I will move 5, 10, 15. I won't get back to it. I'll move there.
Okay. For a dramatic effect, you throw the hammer, it hits the shield just as the axe did and goes flying, kind of wobbling aside towards Dugat, who kind of turns around over his shoulder and sees it coming. And then you summon it back to your hand just as it's about to hit him. It just stops and then flies back to you backwards. Pockets.
All right. So this thing's 20 feet up.
Directly above you, correct.
Nice. No disadvantage.
Correct.
Because daggers have 20. All right. First attack. I throw Selena Stiletto.
Miss.
And I roll a 1d4.
It'll still miss.
Also precise attack if I can. Just gonna see.
I mean, do you have to declare precise attack beforehand or after the roll?
It
Click it.
says before or after, but before I know if it hits or not.
So I already told you it missed, so.
Alright.
That's kind of me being a jerk there, but yeah, no. Use it on the
Alright,
second
so
one.
I'll throw Maggie Miss next. Draw it and throw it. And we'll see if I need to roll precise attack or not after seeing what I roll. And I get a 10, so I will do both a precise attack.
Mm-hmm.
Where is that? Precision attack for a 5 and the 1d4
Miss.
from Bless.
Bummer.
Yes.
So 17.
It's a miss.
Yep, still
Dang
got
it,
that
missed by
shield
1
up.
or 2.
I don't know, something like that. It'll go to its turn.
and then
Oh, you're
I'm guessing
go.
Maggie Mist goes back into my sheath like it normally does.
At the end of your turn, not before.
Okay. And I'll move to where did it look like the first dagger landed?
Make a perception check.
Alright. With advantage. 19.
It landed right behind Dugat, near where the skull is landed.
Dugat's like, damn,
Still
everybody's
like
throwing
right
their
here.
weapons at me.
Correct.
Alright, so I moved right there then, so I can recover it next round.
Okay. The skull will kind of drop down towards the arrow slit. Once it kind of makes it to that point, it's going to go ahead and launch magic missiles into Chai. It'll do so as a second level spell. Four bolts of blue energy fly into your plate armor.
Hold on just a second.
Don't forget you have 3 temp too, but I think you're down, right? No, how many should I give you?
You should have 3 hit points remaining. Shield doesn't. Oh, shield does matter. Okay, that's fine.
I will burn the first level stuff.
Okay, and then once it does so, it'll float outside into the shadows.
In through the slit?
The arrow slit, yeah.
And the arrow slit. Oh, cool.
Mm-hmm. Dugat?
I'm going to get my axe. And you said it went out through the arrow slit in the side?
No, it went to the wall that you're currently adjacent to. Your axe is laying on the floor next to it. Oh, the creature went out the arrow slit. Yeah.
Right. On the side.
Correct.
Now, are the arrow slits at our height, or are they up in the air?
They started about a foot off the ground, just enough for you to kind of put your foot up onto, and they look like they're about 10 feet high. They look like they're a little more than 6 inches at most in width, or not 6 inches, 10 inches in width. Just barely enough for a head to get through.
I yell back to the group, should we open this door and try to move through?
Who knows what we'd be chasing it into?
Yeah, it could be leading us into a trap, but...
We need to recuperate as a team.
But it can also shoot fireball through those holes, most likely.
So we need to get into this room right here and close this door. Oh wait, we can't?
Yeah, we can.
Can't
Just
close this door.
tank a little bit. It's not going to close real fast. It's going to take
I would step here and I would hand Farron a ring. It has Misty Step in it. It has Absorb Elements in it.
And it requires an hour to attune to.
It requires an hour to attend to.
Did you at least get on your knee first before you gave him the ring?
Yes, yes, I do.
But the combat's not over, so go ahead and move back to the position you were standing.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm moving up to this point to be in this corner.
I'll whisper you the spells it has in it.
To complete my movement. With that, I'm going to ready a dodge action, just in case.
You can just dodge. You don't need to ready it.
I'm gonna dodge.
Sure, Farron.
All right. There's no more monsters in there, right? They all disappeared.
There is no visible monster, correct.
All right. I think what I will do then is I will withdraw into this other room here that Cardiff is in and wait for everybody else to get back.
Okay.
All right, let's just hang out here, guys.
Cardiff.
I'm gonna keep an eye on the hall until people return.
Okay.
So I'll just keep stepping back and forth, looking, just peeking over the corner.
Sure. Chai.
You got pockets. Let's go back through the door. And I will use my action to dash to get over there. Which means I gotta wait a turn to use my healing.
Pockets.
Alright. I retrieve my dagger off the ground. First run here. 25 feet of movement. Guys, I could kind of make it out on the other side of the wall.
You can definitely see the flame of it, yeah.
All right, and then I will dash, so I have 35 feet of movement left, and I can just make it to right here.
Okay. It will pop into the arrow slit to the south of where it's currently positioned, like so. It'll cast Magic Missile into pockets. This will be at a first level.
Well, it's kind of racist. Second level into Azimuth, first level into the.
Take 14 points of damage, pockets.
Alright.
And it'll slip right back outside. Two got.
And then that's 2 movements. Well, I'm gonna continue.
Okay, so dashing through. Alright, Baron.
Hey guys, I'm kind of built to heal, so I have lots of healing. I don't know if you guys want to just do a quick rest and I'll cast some spells and heal you.
Door's not closed.
Oh, we can shut the door first then.
Do you want to attempt to close the door yourself?
Yeah, I'll do it. I'm a giant. What the heck? I can show off
Okay.
sometimes.
Your action will be a strength athletics check to try and close the door.
Strength athletics. Let's do athletics.
You are really bad at it.
So no, we know what happens. This is what happens really. I go to grab it and there's still a little grease and stuff left on my hand, and it like slips right off. And I'm like, oh man. Sorry
Right.
guys, I'm better at healing than closing doors.
Cardiff?
But
So can I still see it somewhat through the crack?
You can see that there's flame on the other side. You can't see its form. You can see the light that it's emanating.
Shield has a somatic component to it. Do I hear him saying arcane words for shield?
Yeah.
Well, I'll hang out right here, and then once I can see it, I'll burn a level 1 magic missile. Maybe I can get him to keep burning his spells. I mean, that's all I got.
Sure. Cheap.
It's a bonus action to drink a potion, right?
Yeah.
wait, save your potion. Like I said, I do have a lot of healing. I'll use one of my prayer beads at Cure Light Wounds at second.
You already drank it. You already clicked the button.
You
Yeah.
bummer.
Sorry, I did it just as you said to hold it. So.
That's all right. Who else needs healing? Pockets.
You still have an action, Chi? Chai?
Yeah, I still got an action.
Anything you're going to do with it?
Step back here. Do I see it floating in there?
No. You can see the light of it.
Is it in the room or is it outside the room?
It's outside the arrow slits that are on the right side of the room.
Okay. Nothing I can do to it, so I'll move over here and just
Pockets.
anybody.
Well, since I am too banged up to do what I probably should have done last time, I'm just gonna move out of the way and wait to see what everyone else decides to do. That's
Okay.
what I'm gonna move for. I'm gonna move like as far back as possible.
Sure. So this is how this will play out. It moves through the arrow slit. Reaction, magic missiles fired at it. Reaction on its turn, it casts shield to block yours, and then it'll fire its own magic missile at Farron. And then it'll move right back into the same hole.
Okay, my turn. Am I good? Can I go?
No, I'm casting spell.
Okay. I thought you did it.
Farron, take 9 points of force damage,
Thank you for rolling bad.
and then it's Dugat.
He rolled a 1, 2, 3 on that.
I know.
You're moving outside the door?
I'm moving back in. We're gonna have to kill the thing. It's just gonna keep picking us off. So I'm going to do something.
Your rage ended, by the way, last turn.
Because I didn't attack. Correct.
You didn't. Yeah, you ran like a coward.
Thank you for pointing that out, John. I appreciate you.
Mhm.
So I will. I've already used 2 of my actions to move, so I'm gonna wait here.
All right.
If I go ahead.
No problem. Farron,
All right. Who wanted
so
the healing?
closing the door at this point is probably a bad idea. What would you got outside of it?
Yeah, I'll just leave it open and move out of the way this time.
Okay.
So, Pockets, how badly hurt are you?
I probably am considered bloody. I got a quarter of my health. 13 out of 50.
All right. I will cast. I'll use my my pearl of cure wounds on you. It's a level. It casts at level 2. So let me just click it, and we'll see what you get.
Cool.
It's like a lottery, except for it's you always win something.
Also, John. Hey, John.
Yeah.
I wanted to press myself as far against that wall as possible to try to get against that lip to where he hopefully can't see me.
Sure.
I know he might, but that's what I was doing. That's why my guy's over there.
Perfectly fine. I figured you were going to be trying to hide behind cover, but yeah, we'll see how that doesn't matter here in a second.
Well, you got a little bit of something.
That's you've already used 2 of your beads, right?
I've used that one in the bless.
Okay, because
Yeah,
you used the cure wounds on Cardiff with your beads, so you're out of cure wounds beads. Those are gone.
No, he cast a spell.
No,
No.
they come back at it the next day.
Sure, they're gone for now, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So that resource is no longer. Yeah, so it shouldn't say 2 of 2. It should say 0 of 2. Right.
Oh yeah, I don't. Sorry, I don't track it there.
It's okay. No worries. I'm just making sure for myself that I acknowledge to you that cure wounds beads are no longer in fashion.
Right, and actually, I really only have 1 cure wounds. I have one of them is a lesser restoration. So
So you cheated, is what you're saying, because you use your cure wounds on.
I used a level 3 cure wounds, an actual spell.
I thought it was a necklace. Got it.
No, he used a spell.
I've actually never used my Christmas present, which is that Pearl of Power, which I can gain a level 3 back. So I figure I might as well just blow level 3 cure spells all around. I mean,
sure. Again, it just
play long enough to use all that.
On your cure wounds it says necklace of prayer beads, so it just.
I know it's not right.
Sorry.
I got to change that to say. To say 1 of 1.
Fair enough. Speaking of Farron, you cast your spell and you're done, correct?
Any bonus actions that are good? No, I'll just be done. I'll heal somebody next.
Cardiff.
You know what I will do on my turn is I'll move all the way over here in case you get some spells.
Ready in action.
Sure.
To magic missile.
If you see him.
From the wall.
Yeah.
After his turn.
No, well, certainly. So long as you can see him. Shot.
So that thing's still out there, right?
Somewhere, yeah.
So it's 5, 10, 15, 20, 30. Damn. Yeah, I wanted to use a second level spell slot.
Okay. Cool. Pockets.
Let's see. Center. Here. Pockets is just going to do one of these.
Sure.
Oh, I didn't actually put in the healing part of it.
Anything else besides that, though?
Not until someone else dictates the actual plan of attack, because he's still pretty beat up.
Gotcha. All right, it'll go to its turn. You still don't see it, but you see that the air around you starts to become heated, and then directly behind you, a shape manifests. A ball of fire appears behind you, a flaming sphere, if you will. It'll move itself right into your back. Do that. So, dexterity saving throw, please. You succeed, so you'll take half, 6 fire damage. And it's your turn.
So there's a slit directly where I was.
Mm-hmm. To the side, but yeah, you should be able to see them on the map there. They look like little triangles that are wedging
That
into
one
the
doesn't
wall.
look like where I was. There was one. It looks like there's one up here, but
So-
there's not one where I was at.
What are you trying to say?
I just didn't think that because I was going to try to stand to the
Free
side
action.
of it, and when he comes through,
Do got
hit him.
It didn't come in.
Close
It
the
can
door.
see in the damn window. It's casting a spell in there. It's not
Okay,
coming
I'm gonna
in.
go out. I'm gonna try to close the door. I have an action for the bear strength that gives me double.
Sure.
So athletics to
Mhm.
close the door.
Yeah, you shut the door. You can drop out of initiative if you want at this point.
Wow, that last skull was a bitch.
That was.
All right.
All right. Who needs to heal? Let me heal you guys real quick, and then we'll go back in there and kick its ass or something. Because I don't think we're going to have time to actually rest.
Yeah, I
Now-
don't feel too good.
Now that the door is closed, you can see that it has the same kind of dark glow to it that the door to the east has. It doesn't seem to be emanating any light like it was before. It doesn't have that greenish glow that it had before.
That's good to note down.
Can we go check the other door and see if it has a green glow now?
It doesn't. You assume that the green glow was coming from the flaming skulls. And now that the flaming skulls have been mostly dealt with, and the other one is hiding outside of the hall, that's no longer an issue. So is my presumption that you're going to attempt to take a short rest an accurate assumption?
If you guys need a short rest, we can. I don't really need to, but I can.
Is a short rest you can actually use hit dice?
So people could heal with hit dice.
Takes you 1 hour, and you can also attune to magic items if you want to.
That's
Oh.
true.
Okay, maybe that's worth doing then, because I can tune to that ring.
Mm.
I'm gonna have to unattune to something else, but I'll unattune to the. Could I use the Pearl of Power to get my spell slot back?
Yeah.
And then unattune to that? That would
Um,
be pretty tricky.
yeah, I would say that the Pearl of Power's usefulness past that point would be moot. So you couldn't use the Pearl of Power's ability, hand it over to Cardiff, and have him use the ability as well. That's not
No,
how it goes
the
out.
use of
No,
the item
I was
will
going
be
to unattune
expended.
to it.
Right, that's
'cause
perfectly
I have
fine.
3 items.
Sure.
I already have 3 items I'm attuned to, so okay, I'll do that then. I'll get my slot level 3 slot back. I'm back up to full on that, and then I'll attune to that ring, that
Okay.
promise ring that Cardiff gave me.
So just to be
Hey,
sure,
Baron, we could do this constantly.
the consensus was that you guys are planning on taking a short rest, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
You would all notice that about 20 or 30 minutes into it, the light outside of the chamber, the glow that was set to the door, returns.
I wonder if I reset.
So, are we good for hit dice?
You can only use probably half of them or something.
Well, that's fine. I'm only going to use 2 anyway. So.
Okay, I'm sorry. How did the hit dice work? You just roll your hit dice and you get that back?
Yeah, so you'd click on hit dice however many you want to use. There should be a hit dice button near where hit dice is located.
Almost up to full.
I have everything full now.
Dugat, since you're close to the door, do you want to kind of peer through it once the lights reappear to see what you can see?
Yes, please.
3 lights floating just about how they were the last time you guys peered through the door.
Cardiff comes here and says, "Wait before you open the door, please." He starts casting a ritual.
Could we try the other door to see if maybe that circles around the other side, so if they do go through the slits, we're able to get them, at them at least? Would that be a smart thing to do?
Sounds like a smart thing to me,
I have a better idea.
but Cardiff is a smart one, so let's find out what he wants to do.
That is true. I know my intelligent level, so if a wizard tells me to do something, I'm gonna do it, so it's cool.
I cast that at the door as a ritual.
Sure. So a bubble appears. It does
Right
not.
here.
It does not pass through the door. Do you attempt to pass it through the door?
No.
Just right up
Just
front.
as close to the threshold as possible.
Okay, you're not trying to touch the door with it, right?
Not trying to touch the door with it.
Okay, that would have been
Just
a
the
different.
threshold.
That would have been a different story. Okay. Hold on. It's what, 10 feet in diameter?
So block this door off and we'll try the other one? Is that what we're thinking?
What's its dimensions?
10-foot radius.
36,
mobile dome.
24, 36.
So
Only
we
if
can-
you 5'2".
Do you want to move inside that bubble? Is that where you're getting at?
You guys can move and exit this bubble as freely as you want.
Before he completes
I
the
have to
ritual,
stay
he
in it.
tells you all to stay close to him, and then he brings it
All
up.
right. Sweet. Get next to him then.
Okay, now you can open the door.
Can we squeeze it through that door?
No. It cannot pass through the threshold. We don't have to worry about fireballs.
That's true. Somebody will have to run out there and kill it, though.
Okay, so who's opening the door?
Well, it looks like there's 3 of them out there again.
Who's opening the door?
I can open the door. Do you guys want me to?
Well, might it be worth checking out the other door that doesn't have the fire skull trap?
You guys could check it out, but I have to stay within this dome.
All right, check that one out first, guys, and we'll wait.
You're
here.
checking out the eastern door, correct?
Somebody open that up.
I will.
All right.
Okay.
Hold on a second.
Pocket stays within the dome, but so we can still see through the door.
I have advantage on all my athletics checks. Just so
Oh,
you know.
sure, no problem. Opening the door, you just require a strength of 15 or better. Closing the door from the inside requires an athletics check because you're pulling on amber to shut the door. There's no real handles to it. It's a push door. Anywho, you open up the door, and what you see is it appears to be a 20-foot wide balcony of black marble with a shattered railing that overlooks a vast temple from what you can see in your dark vision. There are black marble staircases, at least one set to your side there. You think there might be one on the opposite end. There's a vaulted ceiling that's at least 30 feet above the balcony. The walls and ceilings are covered in an amber glaze, lending the gloom a golden sheen. There's kind of just this goldish glow outside of your light. Well, you're in dark vision, so colors aren't really a thing. But yeah, a set of amber doors seems to stand closed just across from you. Or actually, sorry, the one that you just entered in, sorry. But there's a similar pair, you think, on the opposite end, but those ones aren't closed. And here's what you see. I said delete. Yeah.
So those stairs go down then, so it won't help us with the slits if they're going through there or not.
You assume that the arrow slits are probably above the large expanse.
Got it. So it would be even worse to go through this door first. If they go through the slits and then they can shoot really
Actually,
far down at us.
If we can get ranged attackers at the top of the stairs, and then the melee attackers go through that door, as soon as they pop out through the slit, the range attackers can shoot at them.
That is true. We can cover both of our angles then.
Yep. No more of that waiting for them to come through.
When we open the door though, we should all be ready because they're gonna try to fireball again like last time. So we definitely need to be in our
Yep.
bubble.
So, are you saying I should put my daggers away and use my crossbow here?
Yes.
How long does that bubble last, wizard?
8 hours.
Oh, okay, cool. No hurry.
Very nice. Alright, Pockets puts away, regrettably puts away both his shield and his daggers, and readies his Yogi crossbow.
I go to the wizard and whisper, like lean in and whisper in and say, "What's happened to your owl?"
Well, he seems to not be with me right now. I don't quite know where that damn bird went.
We can look for them later. All right, so do we want to do the both sides attack, or do we want to?
That's my 2 cents worth. Yeah, I mean it's up to everybody else. It's
So you're saying open both doors at the same time?
Correct.
Well, if our ranged attackers get out on that top of the stairs, they can
You can
shoot
freely
when
out of
skulls
the.
come
You
out.
can shoot out of the dome with projectiles like arrows.
Right, but I'm thinking when they go through the slits, they're going to be on the other side. So, if the ranged attackers are out,
All
there,
other
they
creatures
shoot.
and objects are barred from passing through it. Your range attacks are other objects. They are not your person. If they're being carried on your person, they can be taken out. But if you're firing out of the dome, you're not shooting out of the dome, you're hitting the dome.
Okay.
Nor can you cast spells or extend magical effects
Now
outside of the dome.
that I understand. You can't cast spells from within it. Well, that exceed outside of it.
Correct.
Okay, so our ranged attackers can go out there. Our melee attackers push the skulls out through the slits because they like to retreat, and then the ranged attackers can push them back in because they like to retreat when they get hit. So.
But they stay in the room at first, so really we need to concentrate all our fire we can in the room that we're in. And then once they start moving out, then we can have the range attackers move out.
That works too.
All right.
And so from the get-go too, I can just shoot from step outside the thing, shoot, and then step back in.
Certainly.
And then that's
So-
just what we'll do.
Tell me what you're doing.
Since we know they're there, we're going to have us up front. When we open the doors, we're going to have our ranged attackers. When they open the door and see the people ready to attack, will that give us a surprise round, or does it not work like that?
You're not going to get a surprise round. The door has to be opened. It doesn't.
We'll have to open
No,
it and get
It doesn't open quickly.
initiative.
I'm just saying, would it advantage on initiative then?
No.
Okay, just checking, man.
I understand what you're saying, but the thing is the second the door opens, like just a little bit, that's the trigger for them to activate.
Okay. All right, I'm sorry. I was just checking.
I'm
man.
just
sorry.
I just want to make sure you understand the scenario here. It's not like they're just
Totally
idly
cool.
chilling. Okay.
You know, there's something else to think about. Is if they activate when we open this door, if we don't open the door, will they not activate?
It's a great question.
If we go in there, maybe they'll activate, right?
Well, what I'm saying is I can take a trip down this balcony and see if they come after me.
Upon that line of thought, Pockets goes up and just checks to see if there's any hidden pressure plates or anything along the door that by opening the door might trigger some kind of reaction.
Doesn't appear to be the case.
Alright.
The bubble doesn't extend past the door.
Right. I'm going to go ahead and take a little trip, probably about 15, 20 feet past this door. 5, 10, 15, 20.
Sure.
See what happens.
Okay. Nothing. It's completely dark out here, but you start looking around. You can see what you can see. The railing's kind of broken a bit. It looks like there's a hall to the right there, to the south rather, and you can kind of see further on. It looks like there's another set of double doors on the opposite end.
Okay. And I know generally that the skulls are up in that area.
Correct.
Where we're fighting. Can I see their glow through the slits?
Barely. But yeah, there's a little bit of it. It's not emanating enough light for you to see anything else besides their screen.
All right. I will let them know that I'm going to move another 20 feet.
Sure.
Cardiff would gesture Pockets to stand next to him for a second.
Come here.
I love Cardiff. He's funny.
Come here, you ruffian, swashbuckler.
Any reaction from the skulls?
Nothing. Doesn't seem to be any movement at all.
Okay, I'll go back and let them know that, I went out 40 feet past this door and they didn't move. So why don't we go down through here? Because I'm thinking we open that door, it activates them somehow.
I mean, they're sentient. I mean, would I understand that they're sentient? They are sentient. They're not traps.
They are sentient, but they are typically undead that are commanded. So there has to be a prime mover to them or a creator. So they must have some sort of kind of, orders, effectively.
Right. Okay.
And being a paladin and knowing undead, would I know something like that or something close to that? Or?
Yeah, I mean, you're pretty sure that if you go out wandering about in the open temple portion down the steps, the position that they'll be in above you would give them perfect access to cast spells at you. You can visualize that being the case. You also know that when you opened the door last time, they led with a fireball, and 2 of them actually. And yeah.
All right, there is a hallway down this bottom door. I said we could check it out. They might not. I mean, I went 40 foot out in the hallway, and they didn't. There was no reaction. So as long as we don't get within their visual or sensory range, we might be okay.
Well, I just cast invisibility on pockets.
You also would have saw that there's a small door, like an access door. Do you see it? Just south on the south wall?
Yeah, that's what I. Oh, you mean? Oh, okay. No, yeah. There's also a door down there too.
There's a hallway and like a small little access door.
Yeah.
Is that the door you're talking about?
Yep.
Yeah.
Do we want to check out this hallway and see what happens? We can always come back here if we don't get too far. Of course, we could always. There's that door and hallway. Who knows what's down here? But I'm just throwing out options.
Well, right now we were prepared to deal with the skulls. I mean, I don't know any other way we could be prepared for the fight than we are right now.
Okay.
And I think we need to destroy them.
I agree.
Works for me.
Idea.
I mean, I just don't see any other way, like, we could prepare any better.
Plus, better stuff's guarded. That way it doesn't seem guarded yet. Let's get treasure.
Okay, what's the plan of attack?
Barbarian rages, opens the door. Then, literally, this is like the safe base.
Well, to open the door, he don't even need to rage. I mean, I can pop open the door.
Right, but let's say he opens the door and then they chuck 2 fireballs at him.
What's this bubble going to do to help?
It's a magical barrier. They'd have to dispel it for anything to...
Jody, you would know that opening the door is not going to keep your rage up. So if you use your action...
Yeah, I know. I have to attack. I have to be trying to kill something to get rage, so it would be open the door once I'm ready to hit something rage.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I was meaning. I mean, isn't this bubble supposed to protect us?
It doesn't extend past the door.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'm saying if we stay in here, open it, and then we move in after.
I see there's a complication in the breakdown. You guys are arguing over banalities, so I'm going to just go from left to right. Kevin, when the door is opened, Dugat being the one opening the door, what is your plan? What are you going to do?
My plan would be to step out, either cast a spell or attack it with a sling, which probably won't do much. So I'll probably step out, cast a spell, and then step back into this bubble.
Step out, cast spell, step back in. Okay.
Yeah.
Great. And so, just so we understand, the only action that's going to precede the initiative order. Actually, let's just do that. Because last time you didn't get a surprise round, I'm not giving you a surprise round this time. It'll be initiative rolls. So everybody roll initiative.
Initiatize.
The only action that's going to happen pre-initiative order is Dugat is opening up the chamber.
Yay! I actually rolled above a 1.
What is Cardiff's dexterity modifier?
+2.
Okay, I would.
It figures I roll good and everybody else got to roll better. What the hell, people?
Pockets, yours is higher, so you'll go first.
Alright.
Alright. Okay, so
Pockets, you are invisible.
the door is opened.
Alright. Doors open.
Yeah.
Pockets will step out, pew pew at this one.
Sure.
What is it?
Okay. First one will hit.
Do I get advantage on that since I'm invisible for the first attack?
So, real quick, you would be invisible. My vision is just, yeah, that would be fine.
Alright.
Okay.
So double sneak attack.
18.
Poorly rolled, but
24, 22.
and then the second
It's
attack
force
misses.
damage, if that matters.
Oh, wait. Yeah, because you're okay. No, it doesn't matter. Okay,
And then
Um,
after that, I dash back in.
sure. Okay.
Shots.
It goes
And
to
I end my turn.
it goes to them. They all look at the bubble, and it looks like they're about to do the same thing they did last time and throw fireballs. And then they all stop and just seem to be waiting. They all look like they're ready to throw the fireballs, but they're not throwing the fireballs. It's like they're spellcasters or something.
Right.
Cardiff, you know that if you step outside of the bubble drops.
I stand here at the bubble and I wave.
All right. If they had hands, they would do likewise. Chai.
Okay, here's what I'm going to do if the DM God allows it.
Sure.
I'm going to step out here,
Okay.
ready.
Stop.
Fireball.
Make 3 dexterity saving throws.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I was going to step out here, and as soon as they go to launch, I was going to jump back in.
Yeah, no. The second you stepped out, basically is the trigger. So you were going to step out and try and jump back in. No. The second you become fully visible and you moved like 10 feet away, that's when you get detonated.
Did you really make it that far in? Why'd you run in that far? Why don't you just stay at the door? We can't drag you in, man. No.
All right.
Well, we technically can.
Save,
if they all
save,
use
save.
fireball.
Wow.
There
nice.
he is. There you go.
So that would be 16 plus 9 is 25 plus 13 is 38? 38 damage. As 3 fireballs detonate upon you. Okay, so it looks like they've taken their reactions.
Okay, yeah,
That,
it's clear.
so you want to go for that second part where you jump back in the hole?
Yeah, I'm going to jump back in the hole. Oh, God, that hurt.
Oh my god. All right. All right, they used their
Dude,
turn.
I'm going to look at everybody and
Can
be
you
like,
can you imagine if you failed a
their
single one of
fireballs
those?
are launched. And I'm going to use my action since I still got one and 25 points of lay on hands.
Sure. And you actually recall that they were able to fire 2 fireballs apiece, or 2 third-level spells apiece, Cardiff. So you would know that they may be able to throw
so
more.
they're gonna
Farron,
do it again.
it looks like the reactions are burnt up, though, so if you want to
Oh,
step out
that's-
and fire shots, that's fine.
Right. Hey, thanks for drawing the fire. How high is the ceiling in this corridor?
20.
20. Okay. See, guys, the problem is these guys are resistant to fire, and that's like most of my range attacks. But I do
They're
have an
immune to
option.
fire.
Yeah, immune, which is even worse. I'm going to step out, hopefully kind of like wait for the other shoe to drop and for them to fireball me, but,
They don't,
you know.
they don't
but
drop
they don't.
fireballs.
So then I'm going to cast the biggest and baddest spell I have, which is going to fuck everything up in here because I got to do something to them. I'm going to cast Erupting Earth. It can do it in 20-foot cube, so I'm going to do
Sure.
like the first one and then however far back it'll get.
Yeah, so it'll get
It's
them
20
all.
feet.
That's fine.
And so they have to roll a DC 16 Dex saving throw. Hopefully these things
Yeah.
are not very dexterous.
Yeah, that's fine.
They are.
And now everything is, sorry, what really sucks is all that 20-foot cube right around where they are
Difficult
is now
terrain.
difficult terrain.
Yeah, I'll mark
So,
it. Hold on a second.
Problem is, guys, that's all I have.
So,
Failed.
1
Two
failed.
of them succeeded, yeah.
I'm going from the top down, so the back one gets the brunt. 18. Alright.
Jump back in. Say
This
I
does what kind of damage? Bludgeoning,
hit.
okay.
Bludgeoning. But it is a magic spell. But
Yeah, it's still just regular bludgeoning
it's
damage.
just regular bludgeoning. Bummer. Alright.
It doesn't seem to do any less damage than you would think it would do, except for the ones that dodge it, but yeah.
If we had 40-foot ceilings, guys, I could cast Moonbeam, but nope. That
Did
would
it-
be good.
Did it do the half damage on the ones that missed, or
Yeah.
does it no damage?
Half
Okay, I
damage
was
on most of those. Yeah. It doesn't seem to do any less damage than you would expect it to. And then it's a 20-foot cube. 1, 2, 3. Actually, it wouldn't have gotten all 3. Do you want the... And again, I've already rolled the saves, so we're just going to go based off of what you want. Do you want the 2 that are close, or 2, 3, 4, or the 2 in the back?
Would you tell me which one failed its save?
Did you say 2 in the back?
There's
There's 4?
There's a total of 3. So there's
Okay.
1 towards the back, and there's 1 directly behind the other one. And then there's
Okay, I
the
thought
1 in
you
the
said-
front.
Got
Do you
it.
want to spare
Alright.
the 1 in the front, or do you want to spare the 1 in the back? And remember, I always go for damage on saving throws from the top down.
All right.
So the first one that would have been damaged would have been the.
I'll go from top down then.
So you're taking the 2 in the back. You're hitting those 2.
Yes,
Okay.
that's fine.
So the one in the front doesn't take 9. Okay.
Right.
Got it. All right, cool. Solid. And then you pop back into the thing, right?
Yep.
Okay.
That's how it's done, Chai.
Do got.
Okay. I'm over here looking like George Hamilton. There's smoke coming off my arm.
I'm gonna rage.
Okay.
Move up, attack.
Okay. Hit. Yeah, you knock it across the room again, just like last time.
And then I'm going to flex and taunt them. And say you're bad at magic. That's my turn.
Sure. Pockets.
All right. Knowing that the coast is clear, I go forward and. Oh, one's dead. Cool. I'll just twang at this guy.
Sure.
Nice.
That'll hit. And that'll hit. So 13 and 5 is 18. Okay.
And no sneak attack since I don't have anyone adjacent.
Correct.
And I end my turn.
Sure. It'll go to them. They'll go ahead and elevate 20 feet in the air. Outside of reach for the big man. They'll back away a little bit too, drifting. So that they're closer to each other. And it looks like they are readying themselves. Cardiff. Sit in the tiny hut.
Yep.
Chai.
Okay. Bonus action.
You can't cast out of the bubble. Are you stepping outside of it?
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, I'll step out here.
Make 2 dexterity saving throws.
Holy crap. Fuck me running backwards.
Fail and fail. All right.
Drag it back.
They hate that paladin.
1 second.
They're like, we done killed one paladin up in this area.
Oh, for sure. First one. Second one.
Yeah, that actually,
Your maximum hit points is higher than 33. And your current hit points are 33. So you're at -0, exactly 0, because you can't go into negatives or some such thing. But welcome to unconscious, and you fall outside into the heap of dead, burned bodies that are present. Oh, hold on a second. Sorry, before I forget.
Drag it back in, please.
I can drag it back in.
Chai is not having a good day.
Do you see the red square, Chody? No, you're over there. Okay, Chody, hold on. Chody, do you see the red square that's kind of in front of you?
Yeah, difficult terrain.
Yeah, correct. All right, you see 2 fireballs detonate back at the tiny hut, again on Chai, and he falls to the ground. A damn soldered mess. Like, his arm actually got so heated that it seems to kind of warped a bit. Farron.
Okay, I have to ask you a mechanics question. I want to go out there and cast a spell, and then grab him and move back. Am I able to do all that, or do I? If
No.
going back,
I let you do it last time. What's the spell that you're casting?
I'm gonna cast Erupting Earth again
No.
on him to try to kill a couple of them, or
So
at least one of them.
I allowed it last time because you were grabbing him and touching him, and you cast Cure Wounds.
Right.
You're stepping out and using somatic components and throwing out a spell towards
Right.
that direction, not picking him up and as a part of that action healing him. So if you're casting Erupting Earth, Chai continues to just smolder.
Okay. Well, I don't want to let him smolder.
Why
At
not?
the same time, I know, but at the same time, we gotta kill those things. I gotta try at least one more time. I'm gonna step out and cast Erupting Earth. I can hit both of them now, right? Because the two of them are close enough together.
They're 20 feet up in the air, so
I don't
you're.
know if that matters with Erupting Earth.
It
'cause
won't.
It's,
It's
like
a
the whole thing.
20-foot radius block, sure. So yeah, you can go ahead and cast
Right.
it. It's fine.
I'm gonna go ahead and cast that. I'm trying to kill these sons of bitches.
Perfectly
Die,
fine.
you bastards! I say. What the heck? Did that work? I don't know. For some
Yeah.
reason, it didn't. Pop
Yeah.
up.
It
Oh.
popped up.
13 damage? Are you kidding me? That's ridiculous.
Fail on
They're
both.
getting hit.
At least I hit him though.
Okay.
All right. So they don't happen to die, do they?
No.
And I can't bring Chai with me. So I'll just go back to Bubble and say, sorry guys, I'll get him next time. Don't tell him I left him there. Okay, don't tell him I did that, because, but I was really trying to kill. I didn't want to lose Dugat also.
Speaking of Dugat, you're up.
He would get killed.
Okay, so difficult terrain means double movement. So
And they're 20
5.
feet skyward.
Can you jump really high?
Because I want you to waste your rage and just swing madly like a little goofball down there on the bottom, as I just sit above you like a mage, chortling, laughing at your misfortune, laughing at your petty, I have big arms and a big old axe, so I'm the best man. Do it. Throw your axe again, like
Save chi.
a champion.
Save chi. I'm good. Oh. I'm going to pull out my javelin
Sure. Yeah.
and
Throw a javelin.
chuck that at it.
Ooh, yeah, piercing damage. You get it. That'll hit. Yeah. It just bounces off of him. Really, doesn't really do much.
Oh man.
Looks like it did a little bit of damage, but yeah, it just kind of bounces. Oh wait, is it a magical javelin?
No.
Yes.
Why do you have a +1 bonus to attack and damage rolls? Because you're a cheater. That's why.
I had a wizard pee on it once.
No.
It was Cardiff.
Pockets.
Shoved it in the ass of a dragon.
All right. So are we just supposed to leave him outside the barrier, like, or should I drag him in?
Drag him in.
As
Drag him
Chai's,
in.
as Chai's laying there, one arm's up, frozen, middle finger extended.
The metal one. The metal one just locked in place.
All right. Pockets takes his turn to go and then drag Chai or Chi one space, so he's now within the protective bubble.
Okay.
And I don't think I can actually attack at that point. So
Sure. All right. It'll go to them since they are being attacked and are annoyed. They'll both cast the same 2nd level spell. Cast Blur.
Expeditious retreat. Hey, run away!
They just cast Blur. Okay.
Damn, that sucks.
Cardiff, aka Landlord Cardiff.
Come on, it's a great idea.
It's not awful. It's not the worst thing.
It's not working in execution quite so well.
Sure.
Well, there's 2 of them left, and they're both damaged. So depending on how much damage you could do, it might be worth dropping it now. That's just saying.
It's possible.
Yeah.
But now
if
they're
fireball,
blurred.
it's not worth it.
They're immune to fire damage.
Yeah, and that's the problem. Is that's
They both cast spells on their turn, so they aren't holding
Yeah.
actions to attack.
True.
So
If you drop it, I can pull Chi out of the way.
this is more for Cardiff's, because John said he would realize this. They've cast Fireball twice already, so technically they wouldn't be able to cast it anymore.
Good.
From Cardiff's prior.
Good table talk. That's actually very smart. Good.
Now
So
Pockets dies.
I would move here.
Pockets don't know anything.
Uh,
Pockets is going off of you guys. But Cardiff knows that.
Your character knows. I mean, your person knows that.
I would give Chi a potion of healing.
Okay, you're not leaving the bubble.
Not yet. Not yet.
Chai, you go ahead and roll 2d4 plus 2. Oh, Cardiff, did you buy this potion of healing from Kablu?
I don't remember.
Okay.
I think it actually came from my. I had like this chest piece, this robe.
Sure,
I
sure.
had like tons.
Yeah, that's
I think
fine.
it was from those.
No problem. Chai, you have 10 hit points.
Sweet.
Hold your action, Chai.
It was
That's
Hold
from
my
a
action.
robe
I'm
of
laying on the
useful
ground
items.
looking at you going, God damn, that hurt.
Well, you
Get up,
keep
you're fine.
you keep going out there, man.
Hold my action. What are you talking about? Hold my insides in. How about that?
I think I'm going to stay in the bubble this time.
Yeah,
Dude,
delay at least.
seriously.
Kill you.
Your stomach area is like a damn Dutch oven inside that plate armor. It's like your gutty works are probably just filled with like
You've been
bubbling.
hit by how many fireballs?
5.
3, 4,
5.
5? Yeah, 5.
Hit by 5 fireballs.
Yeah.
Brutal.
Farron,
Come on, that's so badass, dude. You're not dead.
All
You've
right.
been hit by 5 fireballs.
and you've
I'm
entered
gonna
3
cast
total
Other
rooms of
Spell
the dungeon.
on Chai again because he's our like tank. You gotta fix him up and send him
Wait a
back
minute.
out there.
You're in the bubble. You can't do that.
No, he's
Yeah.
in the bubble, isn't he? Oh, you're right.
You're not in the bubble anymore, Chai?
No, he's still in the
No.
bubble.
Oh, I'm in
Okay.
the bubble, so I can't
Oh,
cast a spell on him.
yeah.
All right.
Correct. Wait.
Forget it then.
Mhm.
Wait, no, everybody's in the bubble. What are you talking about?
Except for
Can
you
you
guys.
Everybody's in the
cast
bubble.
spells? Okay, can you cast spells in the bubble?
Inside the
And
bubble, you can
inside
cast
the
spells on
bubble.
things
Oh,
inside
okay.
the bubble,
Then,
yeah.
go ahead. I
Okay,
thought you
well then
couldn't. Okay.
I'll cast Cure Wounds and at level 2 though. I'm not gonna go full out on you because I'm running out of spell slots. So
That's okay.
I've never had this problem before, but you guys, we're just getting the crap kicked out of us. So now we are having that problem.
Okay.
There you go, 15 hit points. Boom. And that was an action. I guess I could do a bonus. As a bonus action, I will cast Shillelagh on my staff, just in case I have to go out there and beat the shit out of that thing. Kill it, Dugat.
Dugat, your javelin hit the ground behind them on the other side of the erupted earth. So if you want to move to it, it'll probably take you your entire speed to get to it if you want to grab it. Unless you have another one.
Let me look. It just says javelin, so I'm gonna say I only have one.
That makes sense. Okay. So you're going to go rush for your javelin, you're going to throw your axe, or you're going to just let your rage subside? Oh, wait a minute. I just thought of something too. Hold on.
Okay.
Throw your feces at him.
Yeah.
It's really hard not to do stupid things right here, but it's the only thing I can do.
Yeah, we won't talk about stupid things.
What if you like ran and jumped and tried to? What's Dugat's strength score?
A lot.
Number.
So how high can you jump?
Strength is
And
a
can-
+4. It's 18.
So he has a +4. He can jump 4 feet. He has a 4-foot vertical, and he's probably
Oh,
about
hey,
7 feet
hey.
tall.
What about that erupt Earth? Is there anything I can jump off of to get up to
No.
him? Like straight up Michael Jordan it?
Oh
Not
yeah,
quite.
Like what about that giant statue that rose up out of the ground?
Think of a bunch of
Yeah.
think of a bunch of spikes shooting up out of the earth, and then kind of falling down and slamming into the
Oh.
earth. It's rubble that's left on the ground. It's not spikes that are, because then it would be impassable terrain, and this would be a different story. Your javelin would have probably gotten caught in spikes and never made it to the flame skull to start with. So,
Do you have a grappling hook on a rope where you could throw it up and grab him and pull him down and then
I
kill
mean,
him?
if you want to give me a whole network of columns to hide behind, I'm down, dude. I don't think that's what you want.
No, it's definitely not.
It's just
They're
a bunch
just
of rubble.
tiny skulls.
It's just a bunch of rubble on the ground.
Okay. I'm going to move. As a free action, can I pull out my hand axe?
Yeah. You can throw
Okay.
your hand axe.
I'm going to move my full speed to get to my javelin, throw my hand axe,
Mm-hmm.
and then that way I keep my rage.
Yeah, sure. Chuck your hand axe, man. You're moving underneath them and throwing it, so you'll throw it where it's 20 feet, so you don't have disadvantage. But they're blurring, so you have disadvantage.
So I get there and I'll throw.
Yep, just make the attack. That would hit, but they'll use a reaction, cast shield, and block.
And then where's my actual javelin at?
It's pretty much for Jason to where you're standing. Yeah, that's fine.
There. So then, if I can free action, pick up the javelin.
Sure.
Where did the
You have extra attack?
Where did the Yes, I do. But where did the hand axe fall?
Roll a d8.
Woo!
So it went and hit basically just like your axe did before. It flew to the north end of the room and hit the door.
Okay. Cool.
So whatever's on the other side of that door is well aware there's people knocking. Because someone keeps throwing axes
Flame
at it.
skulls. The flame skulls are playing around again.
Anywho, Dugat, you miss. If you have the extra attack feature, you can make your attack with your javelin as well. Actually, no, you cannot. No, because sorry, I hate to be that guy. You pulled out the hand axe. You pulled out the hand axe.
Totally cool. Understand.
Yep.
That's a really good roll, though. Just
Yeah.
saying.
I mean, if we get around to it, we'll let you have it. But pockets.
I'm probably gonna die.
All right. Which one was the one on the left or the right? The one that the hand axe was thrown at.
The one on the left. He ran underneath it and threw it up.
All right. Pockets will step out and target the one on the right. And
It missed. Oh wait, sorry. Do you want to use any features like features?
You know what? Knowing that they cast a thing, I'm just gonna try and attack them again.
Okay, second attack.
And
do you want to use a thing?
Yes, I want to.
Why did you roll your stiletto?
Because I'm an idiot.
So we'll go ahead and subtract 1 from the attack roll. No, we're just going to use that roll because I don't like you rolling a bunch of dice and getting better dice on the next time. So the 5 would be 12. So do you want to use a feature? Or do you want to let me say if it hits or misses?
No, I'm gonna hopefully roll well. Yes.
Okay. Cool.
I'm gonna get it. So that'll be a 20 total to hit.
Yeah, that'll do it.
So that's. But that'll be 7 damage.
Right, because it only adds to the attack. Correct.
Right.
That'll be enough to knock it down, though.
Nice.
Dead?
Yeah.
I gave him a high five.
It kind of gets splatted and kind of falls. It hits the door too, since we're hitting doors.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Good job. It's attrition.
Cool. All right, it's going to go ahead and cast a spell.
Friends.
I wish. That would be fun. I will cast... I've got 3 ones with this one, because I have yet to cast anything besides Firefall with this, and Blur. Take 6 points, half is 3 points of damage, Dugat. And then you know the drill. It flies outside, so it can't be touched.
Shit. We got a kid this time.
Cardiff.
Alright. Push forward. I run out.
Our bubble drops. Are we out of initiative if it took off or no? I would say no.
We're still on initiative. So, Cardiff, the bubble pops the second you go through it.
Now
Can
the actual part
I not see him at all?
Not at all. He's hiding in such a way that he can't be seen.
Okay.
If you want me to get meta and tell you how that's happening, he's floating away from the iris, so you can't see him.
Yeah, I figured. Because, I mean, it's just slits.
Yeah.
It's not... I mean, I understand.
All he has to do is float a foot above it, and he can't be seen.
Yeah, because the way that it's a... I mean,
right.
It's a fucking... Yeah, it's just a hole.
Right.
I'll... Outside the hole, I'll cast a spell.
Okay. You cast a spell, and it goes off. You're pretty certain that it's something, is in its effect, because you hear the pattern kind of manifest. It typically doesn't manifest if there's no targets, but it doesn't seem to do anything.
Okay. I mean, I can see the fire emanating around it.
Sure.
Like, I know it's in there.
Make an Arcana check real quick after you cast a spell, just to see if you catch why it doesn't do anything. You have no idea. It should have worked.
Okay.
Okay.
Chuck.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Do I see it?
I don't know.
So for the umpteenth time, it's not visible. It's hiding in such a way that you would have to go outside to see it. Oh, you're outside. Yes, you can see it.
I'm outside.
Yeah, it's floating over the arrow slit. Sure. I'm sorry,
Okay.
I wasn't looking at the map. I'm a jerk.
I want a spiritual weapon right next to it.
Get it.
Get it.
Okay. All right. Your hammer appears directly above it, comes straight down, and slams directly into it. The second it hits, it causes the skull to shatter and fall to the ground. You can hear as the skull parts raining down on the stone below.
It hit you with 5 fireballs. You hit it with a hammer and it dies.
It's a glass cannon, just like a wizard. Jeez. All right, Chai, get back here if you need to be healed.
All right, this is how we're gonna do every room. We're just gonna do a tiny hut, and then we're gonna push Chai out the door.
So,
just tie a rope to him. Just
Yeah.
tie a rope,
Tie a rope.
and then just drag his corpse back into the hut.
With my arm still kind of welded in place, I'm still got the middle finger up at you.
Can I make a suggestion though? Just a pro tip. If you're gonna throw somebody out there to just be a hit point, like sink, you should be throwing him out because first off, he has resistance to the damage. Second off, he has advantage on the save. I mean, like he should have been the one that goes.
That's why I
first.
was waiting to move. Yeah. Dugat kind of signals Cardiff to come here if he is able to.
Yeah, let's scurry along the way there.
Do you still need healing, Chai?
There are a total of 3 doors that you can see. I'm leaving the red thing up because it is present. It's just going to remain, I think. How long does the difficult terrain last from that? Or is it permanent?
It would make sense to me. It'd be permanent.
Yeah, I would think permanent, man.
13 more hit points, Chai.
Additionally, the ground difficult terrain requires at least 1 minute to clear by hand. Okay, so yeah, it just stays.
I'm gonna investigate the doors.
Sure.
I ask Cardiff. I point to the things' bodies and I ask, "Are these things magic?"
Yes, of course they are. Former wizards, we would say.
Okay. I pull out one of my potions and I hand it to him and I say, "Do you see magic inside of this?" And it just as a side note, I saw magic inside of it. I'm just trying to roleplay a little bit.
What's it look like?
It's just a potion, but there is magic involved in making it.
Well,
I'm
what
just
color
learning about
is
them
it?
right now. It's a healing potion. It's my funky healing potions from Hermifarge.
I'll take a look at them. I mean, right now I'm looking at the door, but after I'm done with the door,
Okay, real quick.
I'll look at them.
Everybody's moving towards the far end door. You guys aren't investigating the corpses that were left on the ground. You're not investigating the skulls that are on the ground.
If
The
I am-
doors on the sides.
As soon as he says that they're magical, I'm going to start investigating. I'm very interested now.
Okay. Yeah, you're looking at the skulls. Okay.
I'm
Pockets.
casting prestidigitation on myself to kind of clean myself up.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Pockets will be
Go ahead, Pockets.
Pockets is just checking out the charred remains to see if there's anything of value amongst
Perfect.
them.
I'll get to you in a second. Chai, you'll notice that your arm, it had the strange banding from the dreamscape that was present. Now there's a bit of a warping to it. So like it has more of like a strange kind of mottled tone. So it's not perfectly smooth like it used to be. So not only is it's covered with weird black like markings where the tentacles grabbed you, but it's also kind of just warped a bit and no longer sleek and smooth. Let's see. Cardiff, you're talking to them as you think you're like looking around, and every time you start kind of trying to look towards something or investigate the doors and whatever, you just become distracted by someone talking or something else.
I keep trying to get his attention. If you want that to be the story, that's fine.
I know that works.
Dugat keeps
Instead, I'll look at the potions.
asking you about potions.
Distracted me.
And then Chai, you're looking over yourself. Farron, what are you doing?
I will just investigate like some of these flame skulls. Did we kill 5 of them?
You killed 3 of them.
I thought we killed like 2. There was one left before, and then it like left. And
So
then
yeah,
came
you
back
would
in there.
quickly realize that the 2 that are currently in the room were the first 2 that you killed.
Oh.
The same that you
Okay.
killed. So there seems to be some way for them to be
They respawned
ignited.
or something.
Correct.
Okay. I'll like examine them, see if I see anything on them or whatever.
Okay. So a couple of you are investigating the skulls, and one of you is investigating the stuff. The one that looks like it was in kind of a bear coat that looked like it was a bit less fleshy seems to kind of be like in the fetal position, and it seems to be curled around something. As you kind of like poke and prod at it, you realize that it's curled around this staff that appears to be made out of cold iron, bluish kind of iron, and it's capped with a strange kind of glass gemstone. The whole thing's covered in soot, but as you kind of touch it and look at it, it looks like it's nice underneath. Looks like it's looks like a wizard staff. Do you take it up?
Are you talking about me?
Pockets.
Oh,
oh man, I think I see a funny staff that people like you use. Do you want me to bring it to you?
Come look at these healing potions. Look at this one.
But do you want me to bring you this funny wizard staff thing?
Oh, of course, yes. Okay.
Okay. And I pick up the staff.
Okay, the second you pick up the staff, you feel the staff has power in it. And I'm going to be giving you an additional flaw because the staff, just the touch of it and the magic that's burning in it actually changes your just nature. It really just changes who you are inside. You gain the flaw that I'm about to post on your thing.
I don't want to know. I don't even want to know.
He loves wizards now. He's a roadie.
Oh, and you know that the staff has it. And I will note, too, that this flaw trumps all other conflicting personality traits. It is now paramount to Pockets.
Oh. Oh God. All right. Actually, I think it's just a wooden stick or a metal stick. Not that useful anyway.
Okay.
Make an insight check, Cardiff, and Pockets, make a deception check. Yeah. You see him kind of trying to maneuver the staff behind him. Kind of looks like a child kind of hiding something. But you notice that the way that Pockets said it seems to be a bit mischievous. He seems to be trying to, like, basically attempt, and poorly so, to dissuade you from investigating the staff or coming over to take it.
I'll pay no mind to it until he comes closer. Right now, I'm looking at the healing potions.
Yeah, I asked Cardiff if he knows how to break magic items down into their core component.
Do I?
Like Residuum?
No, you can't break down magic items into Residuum.
I'm not an...
Out of character.
Out of character, you can't break magic items down into Residuum. That's not a thing.
Can't dispel it.
That was fourth edition.
Okay, I'm sorry, I forgot.
It's okay.
How do I get Residuum?
You go and you find it. It's a reagent that's found inside of this dungeon. It's basically a purchasable item, but it's not in, like, currently where you are, and even in bigger cities, it's not something you can easily find.
No, that's cool. I'm trying to make this story arc kind of go.
You want the Residuum, I get you, but magic item burning is something from 4th edition that we haven't translated over because I don't know how I want to do it yet.
Okay, cool.
All right, do you guys want to continue on up this direction? I mean, looks like we've investigated it all, right?
Yeah, I was interested in the doors, but...
Yeah, there's a total of three doors on the left. There is a total of 2, maybe 3 3 arrow slits on the right, and then there's a door on the north.
Oh, do you want to look down the arrow slits first? Oh, are these actually doors too, like that over there?
On the left side, there are doors. Yeah.
Oh, these are little doors, guys. Maybe we should go to those before
Let's
we
check
go
out
to
these
the...
little doors first.
Yeah.
Okay. So, which door do you want to investigate first?
Do you guys have a preference?
I'm at the one farthest, or Pockets is down at the farthest.
We'll do this one first.
Are we doing separate ones at the same time, or?
Oh,
No.
hell no.
Nope.
Okay.
Somebody do that one. I just don't want to be the one opening it.
What's Pockets doing with the staff right now?
Pockets is. Did we bring the Santa bag with us? Is it assumed that every party brings it out with them?
Again, it's usually mentioned before you guys leave, but I'll assume you have it. Sure.
All right.
I mean,
Pockets asked for the Santa bag and says like he'll hold on to it for everyone.
Hold on to the Santa bag?
Yeah, and as I put the stuff. If you all let me hold on to the Santa. Mind if
Why are you keeping the stick?
bag?
If it's just a stick, my friend.
Well, if you give me the Santa bag, I'll put it in for later.
Pockets, you're acting really funny.
What do you mean? I'm just trying to put it in the bag with everything else.
But I thought it was just a stick.
Well, I thought.
Why
I
are we
pick up a
taking a stick?
collection.
Pockets,
Dan,
throw it in that pile.
Dan, make an Arcana check.
Definitely not that.
Okay. We'll go ahead and use the first roll because I always say to do that. What's your
For
modifier?
athletic.
Modifier is a plus 7,
7?
so 20.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay, so you look at the staff as he's kind of like wheeling it about and then kind of putting it back in a way, and he's trying to get it to, a point where he can get it in the bag, but no one's handing him the bag yet, and he's trying to get it ready to put it in the bag very quickly. But you can see the staff, and you notice that its design, it appears to be made out of iron. The entirety of it appears to be like an iron pipe.
So
Really.
it's not wooden at all.
It's not wooden at all. And then the top stone, it appears that the top stone is a gem, a bluish colored gem, which you would notice as an azurite. Azurite is kind of a semi-translucent blue-hued stone. And this is important to you because the way that it's set, it appears that it might be a stone capping to a magic staff, which is typically a magic staff of some sort of element. Possibly elemental for that last note. See right there. Correct. All right.
I would immediately be more interested in the staff.
So can I get the bag? I'll just put it in, and we'll hold on to it, and yeah, we can figure it out later. All right.
So, do I have any experience with items, like magical items that make people?
You wouldn't be able to identify it or know it right off the
No,
bat.
but he's acting funny.
He's
just acting.
You know that some
like-
magic items have sentience, and they can typically cause people to act different than their nature. You do know Pockets is a brigand. He's a bit of a thief, so, it may not be outside of his nature to try and take something nice for himself.
But as long as I've known him, he's not been, sketchy at all. He's been really
Fair.
dull-witted to a point to where he's not even sketchy.
Where he's pliable. To a point that he's pliable.
Yes.
I'll take that as fair. Sure.
He's acting very weird.
All right, what do you want to do about it?
Well, we need to figure out what's wrong with him.
Maybe we should just put it in the bag and figure it out later because I hate to hang around this space too long. They know we're here. We made a hell of a lot of noise.
Right, but I'm just drawing attention. I'm not even keeping this from Pockets. I'm talking about Pockets if Pockets is not here,
right,
in front of him, because this is not, something is wrong.
Yeah. So, Dugat, you're mesmerized by these pieces. You're just kind of playing around with the skull pieces.
Yes.
Kind of paying attention to what's going on over your shoulder, but you're still focused on this. And you can see that some of the larger pieces have these marks and strange, weird glyphs on them. And you're kind of looking at them, trying to, piece them together and imagine how they might have looked when they were floating there. And as you're doing that, and you're doing this for some time, basically imagine Drayton trying to put together a puzzle. And he's really focused on it. But he also isn't like, I'm not saying
Real good at it. No, I got
Yeah.
you, buddy. It's fine. I understand.
Just I was a child, anyways. But you're putting it and you're like piecing it, and you're sitting there for quite some time. And as they're kind of getting into this argument, and it sounds like it's about to get into a point, two pieces that you're holding together actually fuse together and become one solid piece. You can see that other pieces on the floor are now moving towards one another and connecting and combining.
I start telling them, guys, they're coming back together.
We better go quick.
Oh, scatter them. Grab pieces, scatter them.
Just so you know, you guys have been sitting here for about 20 minutes talking. So, if you remember correctly, during your short rest, it took about 20 minutes into your short rest for them to reignite.
Okay.
Do you want to just start smashing the pieces?
No, I'd like to take pieces apart and put them in separate bags of ours, so they can never fully come back together, but we can still have them. So that way, on the way out, we won't have to deal with them again.
You put a piece in your bag, and it slips out. If you try and knot it closed, it cuts its way out with its bone fragment out of the bag and starts flying towards the floor and sliding towards it. If you start breaking up the pieces, though, it seems that they stop moving.
Then if that happens, then yes, I'm going to do that.
Okay.
I'm going to do whatever I can to keep them down. I just figured for future, it'd be nice to...
You hear yourself like overthinking everything, and you hear Herbifarge in your head go, "Stop overthinking it! You just mix them! You just gotta bash them into a fine dust!" And you're like... Alright.
And that's what I do.
You hear Dugat, he says something. Farron kind of moved closer, then kind of backed away, getting back into this argument. And you see him just kind of smashing at the pieces of bone, not really thinking too much about it. You just assume he's a crazy daft orc.
I'm having conversations, but it's just one-sided. You don't know what I'm just saying things that don't make sense.
Sure.
Let's open some of these doors, guys. We got to get a move on.
Yep.
Before that happens, I definitely look at Cardiff and say, "Hey, can I have that potion back, please? I'm going to need it."
I never took it from you.
I thought you said you took it. I was looking at it.
You was just looking at it.
Okay, cool. Then yeah, I put it back. Just want to make sure.
Okay. You guys still having this argument about the staff, or did Farron talk you out of it?
No, it's something we're going to have to address later. Keep an eye on him.
Yeah.
Into the door, then?
Yes.
Yep. Somebody
Do you guys...
You called
guys
Dugat
give
over?
Pockets the bag to put the staff inside of it?
No.
They ask you for They ask you for the staff to put the staff inside of the bag.
It's okay. I'll hold on to it. Not a big deal, then. Let's go. Open the door. Carry on.
I kind of look back strangely, and it's like, what? And then just open the door.
Sure. Yeah. You open up the door, willy-nilly, and as you pop open the door, you all... No, I'm kidding. It's fine.
You die.
You see
5 fireballs.
A room with a 15... You see a room
Chai just curls up in the fetal position, starts crying.
Not again. You see a room with about a 15-foot high ceiling. There are stone blocks that resemble tables that stand in the center of the room. They're covered in dust. Carved into the stone walls are niches filled with hundreds of dusty bottles. Cobwebs hang from the wooden ladders that lean against the walls. The ladders kind of seem to be set in trusses that could be moved, but it looks like the trusses that they're set in are not well oiled and quite rusty, so it might not be the case that they'll move easily. But it does look like there are hundreds of these strange dusty bottles just all set inside of shelves and alcoves on the walls of this room.
Oh boy. Get in here, guys. Bring that bag of holding. Let's all get in here, grab as many as we can, we'll throw them in the bag.
Wait a second. Just wait a second.
All right.
You notice very, very minor bits of magic at the bottoms of each of these potions, these bottles. You would know, like, when you have like a soda and you drink it and it gets flat and it just becomes just stale, but it's still like when you pop it open, it has a bit of fizz.
The solution is somewhat...
Basically, it's the magic inside. It's lost its efficacy. It's no longer potent enough to actually do anything at all.
What about combining?
it doesn't seem like there's going to be a method for that to be something you can do. No.
Okay.
Bummer.
So yeah.
All right. Well, in that case, we should move on.
Do you check anything else out about the room?
Did
I'll
you say
investigate
any of that out loud?
this corner because I'm a metagaming bastard.
Do you say anything?
Did you say any of that out loud, Carth, or did you just know that in your head?
I said it out loud.
If nobody grabs those potions, I want them.
All right, we'll start grabbing them because we can't stay too long. Otherwise,
Okay.
if
To
we
be
waste too much time. Those
completely
come
honest,
back.
that was just an error in the that wasn't a thing. That was just an
Okay.
error in the corner. You know, when you put two lines together, it fucks up. You were looking into
All right, anything at the
not
anything
what
around
you
the
think it
tables?
was.
If we investigate them.
I mean, we can do the tresses.
We'll just do a quick investigation of the entire room and then
Okay,
head out.
so Cardiff, with that investigation check, you actually would head over to that corner and figure me out for a liar. You see one potion in your detect magic as you notice that's about 10 feet or so up. That's not glowing at all. It doesn't look like it was ever a magic potion. And when you look at it, like kind of blink your eye out of the auras, you notice that the potion seems to have kind of a white fluid in it, and it seems to be set strangely compared to the other ones, where the other ones kind of look like they're like, you know, standing freely. This one looks like it's set inside of something
Okay.
that's connected to that shelf.
It's connected to the shelf.
Correct.
I'll look for traps.
Well, it's 10 feet up, so you're a little shorter than 10 feet. Last I checked.
Mage hands.
You could mage hand up to it, but you're not going to be able to check for traps with the mage hand.
Gotcha.
I could
Gotcha.
boost
Yeah.
you up if you want.
If you want to just go move the mage hand up there and grab it, you could. That's perfectly fine. You'll be a distance away from whatever trap is, is
Okay.
detonated if you want.
I step back
Uh-huh.
quite a bit, and then I'll mage hand it.
Okay. If you move the mage hand over to it and try to pick it up, it doesn't remove itself. You can't pull it up and move it to you. It seems it has some give left and right, but it seems that the most give that it has is straight back towards the interior of the chamber. Do you want to pull it?
If that's where the give is, then
Yeah.
yes.
It almost like a lever set inside of a small rondel. You pull the potion down, and it clicks. And the second it does, that shelf wall pushes back about a foot and slides off to the left. The left. No, I mean the right. It slides off to the right. And it seems to open into a small landing with a set of stairs that descend to the left.
Did
There's-
you Scooby-Doo it?
There's a door. There's a door to the right, and there appears to be another kind of secret wall on the opposite side.
Good job, Cardiff.
I just had a feeling.
I'm gonna take 4 of the expired potions, the ones that have a little bit of magic in them,
Make-
but not enough to do anything.
Make a perception check.
Me?
No. Do that. Okay. I'll give you advantage since you are kind of seeking. You keep passing by these stone tables, and almost like a workshop, you can see that underneath the tables they have kind of small little nooks, little cubby holes. When you kind of look down there and kind of start inspecting, what you notice is that there are tools down here. You see a mortar and pestle of fine quality. You see what's
know that
known
one.
as an alembic. And you also see a, what's another alchemist-y kind of tool? Retort. You find a
Hey.
retort.
I'm gonna
Fancy
actually take those and put them in my sack, so I have them.
Yeah. Basically, all of them together will equal a alchemist's tool set. But these ones seem to be of very fine quality, so much
Nice.
so that they might be beneficial in your crafting arts.
Sweet.
I am very excited about that.
Oh.
That's awesome.
For your character sheet, just put Masterwork Alchemist tools. And
Okay.
yeah, they're a bit dusty for sure, but they do appear nice. Farron kind of moves around and looks into the removed wall. And like I said, you see a stairway that leads down to the left. You see a door on your right, and it appears to be a false wall directly ahead of you, much like the false wall that you're now standing within that is opened.
Probably goes to the next room over. which there, because there was 3 doors on this.
You attempt to open the door to your right, you mean?
No. I was just talking. I'm not opening anything without
Oh,
the
okay.
group's idea. Like, what do you guys want to do? Go down these stairs? It seems logical.
Let's check that door on the right, and then I'll watch the stairs, and then we'll go down the stairs.
Well, let's go down the stairs before we open the door. Doesn't that seem like check out, what we already have open here?
That's a good point.
All right, you go down first since you've already taken a
So-
lot of punishment.
We're going down.
Fireballs.
Are we going down the stairs? That's a real thing.
Yeah, you guys want to do
Okay,
this?
everybody kind of line up within a 2x2 for me, real quick.
Do you want to go down there, Cardiff?
Are you gonna Indiana Jones us? Are we gonna get a boulder coming after us?
Giant boulder.
I would assume the strongest member of the party has the sandbags. Since it weighs 50 pounds, so it'd be Dugat.
I can carry all the weight now. Because my carrying capacity is now doubled.
Nice.
Yeah, but that bag can carry like 1,000 pounds, and all you need to do is carry 50.
Does it become colder as we go further down?
Oh
the
yeah,
stairs?
it's frigid as hell throughout this place. It remains frigid. But you said you passed out the bear cloaks. Everybody during the fight was kind of a little bit more free because there was a lot of fire being expanded upon. Like there was a bit of flame being tossed about. But now that you're kind of like not really dealing with that, it is frigid cold, balls cold. In fact, some of the potions were actually stop moving your tokens.
Sorry.
Put yourself right back where you were. I needed you to form a marching order, not spread out 20 or 30 feet.
Sorry.
I'm going to cast
The staff told him to do
Presidentation.
it.
I want to cast Presidentation on the back of my shield and warm it up.
It does it. Just go ahead and click the spell for me real quick. Yeah, I guess it's fine.
Can you flavor your shield?
It helps, but the cloak is still
Chase like
necessary.
Charbroil.
All right, so Farron and she were first. Cardiff and Pockets were next, and then it was Dugat. Okay. 1 second. All right. Hum dum 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 dum. You guys can see, okay?
Mhm.
All right. As you descend down, you can see that you have kind of entered down into the lower level. Based on the number of steps, the flights that you passed through, which would have been 1 down, 1 to the side, and then 1 down more, you would have dropped about as far as those large steps back in the main hall, Chai, would have descended down to the bottom of the base. That said,
Can I ask a question?
oh yeah.
I know we've been going a bit, but you said we took at least 20 minutes doing all this stuff and everything like
You
that.
didn't take a short rest.
Okay, that's what I was asking. It's cool.
Yeah, and you descend down to X36. Okay. It doesn't look like these stairs have ever really been disturbed. They're covered with a thick dust, which kind of moves just sluggishly as you step through it. But yeah, you head down. 36. Yeah, the chamber that you enter in appears to be a large hall. There's glistening amber that coats the walls and ceiling of this enormous hall, like sculpted. It's like it's sculpted in honey, and there's dust that's covering the black marble floor, very similar to the balcony that you saw in the main chamber. The vaulted ceiling in this hall is 25 feet high. Set into the walls at a height of 5 feet are amber ledges lined with life-size alabaster statues of cats, frogs, hawks, owls, rats, ravens, snakes, toads, and weasels. Many of the statues have fallen off their perches and lie shattered on the floor. An amber door in the north wall stands open. 4 other amber doors to the west and south stand closed. Smaller amber doors than the ones that you saw in that first chamber.
Interesting.
Oh,
Are
Pocket.
there any unusual smells or
No, nothing that's different from anywhere else.
How big are these statues?
I'd say about the size of the creatures. I would say in the case of the hawks, they're probably not open winged, just kind of tight, closed in. Um,
Can I take one for the forge?
yeah, they're made out of stone.
Oh, okay. Never
You
mind.
assume they're made out of black marble.
If
Or
I'm
I'm
not
sorry,
being chased by anything big and ugly on the way out, I'm gonna grab one.
alabaster. Yeah, you can go ahead and pick one up. That's fine.
Well, I'm not gonna do it now when we're leaving.
Sure.
If we leave. Ha ha. Sorry.
All right.
If I'm not, well done by the time we leave. I'm kind of a medium rare right now.
Fair.
Is there any writing?
Is there any writing? No, there doesn't appear to be any etchings or markings or anything like that.
All right. If nothing's happening, let's investigate the room. What do you guys think?
I'm gonna take a look at these statues.
I'll look at some of the statues also.
They appear to be, as I described them, they're alabaster, and they seem to represent all different types of animals that kind of go in the sequence, as I mentioned, from bottom to the top.
Is this a door down here where I'm at, John, or something?
Yeah, it is a door.
Can I peek around this corner?
You can. So it looks like from what you can tell just by the expanse of the space that you're kind of seeing, you would assume that that's that main hall. Dugat, you said you walked over to the door to check it out, yeah?
I did.
Okay. So you would see that the amber door to the room appears to be sealed. It doesn't appear to have a doorknob or a handle or anything to that effect. But you kind of inspect it, and it just seems to be closed. Do you attempt to open it, or?
Not currently. I just wanted to look at it, and while the group is checking the room, I'm going to continue to move on.
Sure. Okay. All right, we're done with Duga. And then we dealt with Chai. You checked out the area there. Cardiff, you said you were investigating the statues. Farron, you're moving over to this other door. Is that right?
Yeah, I was investigating statues, but then if I didn't see anything, eventually I would move over to look at the door.
Cardiff is really trying to puzzle out his memories of being within this temple. That's what
Sure.
he's trying to do.
Make me a history check. No luck available for this. Just wrong.
Would this be a religious temple?
You're not sure. So far, you haven't seen any religious iconography. Cardiff, you remember that this area here isn't too far from where you remember staying. You think, as you kind of remember it, you never went down or up those stairs. You remember them being present, but they led to some other mage's chamber up above. You think it was the alchemist, and you think it was the cartographer. You're not sure where they're at, but you do know that the two doors, the ones that one Farron's approaching, you're pretty sure those are just chambers for guests or wizards, and you think you might have slept in one of them.
Oh, well, I remember this place. The quarters of the mages and wizards.
Oh, sure. You can remember where you slept, but you couldn't remember the three skulls that were going to attack us when we opened the door.
You'll note too that the amber doors that are set for these chambers that you presume are like bed chambers, appear to have like a metal door set inside of an amber slab. You assume the opposite side has the same amber placement, but you can't peek through these amber doors.
I remember reading, like Cardiff remembers reading something about the amber, but he doesn't know the purpose yet.
You know that
he wants to know.
Sure. With that history check, you recall it. The amber is basically a warding type stone used by the dwarves. Magic can be put into them that can keep things longer than they're supposed to be kept, and they can also keep things out of them. You remember that the reason why there's 6 amber dwarf statues outside and the main door is made out of amber is to ward anyone from entering who is not allowed to, anyone who's put on the ban list.
Right. We don't want to be banned.
Correct. But so far you haven't found any conversationally sentient creatures in this place.
That's true.
Do you want
Start opening
to
doors.
open the door?
Sure.
Let's open the bottom one first.
Okay, it is unlocked, and when you open it, you see that there are furnishings that are made of ancient, colorless wood that have collapsed under their own weight in most regards. There's an old, kind of just mess of an old chair, kind of has a lingering funk to it from ages of sitting there, and there are cobwebs that kind of cover everything. You can see small, just silverish colored spiders kind of moving about. On closer inspection, Farron, you think you might recognize the patternings on these spiders, but you're certain that the spiders that had these patternings that you saw before were much, much bigger, and much, much trickier in that they could disappear from one plane of existence and enter into another one.
These might be phase spiders. Hey, Cardiff, I see a desk in here. Do you want to investigate that? Maybe has wizard stuff in it.
Sure.
Cardiff, you hear him, you acknowledge him, and you look to the desk, but your attention is immediately drawn to the bed. On the bed, just a rack of a mess, but you remember having slept in this bed, and what you see sitting on the bed is a green-colored scarf with these strange kind of just cross-like markings that sit upon it. Like, are woven into the fabric.
I would walk to the bed.
Mm-hmm. You pick up the shawl, and as you do, you kind of recognize it. And even just holding it, you can feel that it has your scent upon it. It's your scarf.
You called it a funk earlier. I think it should continue to be a funk.
It is still a funk.
It's old man smell.
It's a magical aroma, is what it is.
Dan, you've seen the younger Cardiff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that same damn scarf.
Is it the Matt Smith one?
Put it on.
Okay. He throws on the scarf, and he's now wearing a green scarf over his blue robes.
Did you at least check that for spiders first?
And you know it's not magical. It's just it's just comfortable.
It's perfect. I'll sit in this chair for a second.
Okay.
If it'll hold my weight.
As he moves over to the chair and kind
in
of sits in it, it does hold his weight. But everyone else in the room, for just a brief second, sees a very strange kind of thing happen. And you can react to it immediately after I tell you what happens. But you see the shadow in the corner of the room just start descending down over Cardiff, and it grows hands with very long bladed fingers, and its head, the shadow's head, it just emanates a head. Doesn't seem to have any features on it whatsoever. What would you do? What would you do in reaction, Farron, as you see this happen?
I would like point it out to Cardiff. I'd say, Cardiff, look, watch out! There's a shadow. It's approaching you, and it's actually going on him now.
It seems to be heading towards him. Yeah.
Oh, it's so. Then I'm assuming he would look at it, right?
Yeah. The second he does, it's gone.
No, actually, he wouldn't. He wouldn't look.
Okay.
He sits there holding his staff and nods his head.
Pockets.
Pockets might try to swipe things from the desk that was potentially referenced and leave the room.
There's this weird shadow demon coming over Cardiff as you're being alerted to it because Farron's yelling and pointing at it. What do you do?
Pockets is going to try to swipe some.
Okay. Well, no one's paying attention.
The desk and leave the room.
There's nothing of
that staff so bad.
There's nothing of worth in this place, and you kind of leave in a goof, as it's just disappointing. The two that are outside don't really see the event, but Farron, after you say it and you blink your eyes, you see that it's no longer there, and Cardiff just sits in his chair, kind of just gently caressing his scarf.
Then I would walk up to Cardiff and I'd say, Cardiff, I'm not sure. Something's playing with my mind around here. I saw this shadow and it was coming for you, and you didn't seem to see it.
No, I felt it.
You felt it? Okay, good.
He
I'm not
walks
going crazy.
out of the room.
Yeah.
Crazy yarn.
You can take whatever meaning to that as you will, but yeah, you head out into the main hall, and there is another door present, of course.
Down. Check out this door, guys.
We're going down to check out the door.
There's the door on the bottom, and then there's the door just north of you. Yeah.
We'll try this one first. I'll
Okay.
just try it. What the heck? Fireball here is next to me.
Oh, you're going to the bottom one?
Yeah, we'll go to the bottom one first.
Okay, it's locked. You can't really push it open. But make me just an Arcana check.
Oh gosh, that is not my strength, but we'll see what I get. Oh, check that out. That's a 20.
Nailed it.
Yeah. So you know it's locked, but you know it's magically locked. It's not locked by a regular just lock mechanism. It seems to have an arcane lock spell cast upon it.
Ooh, can you open something like with an arcane spell on it, Cardiff?
Dispel magic.
I could do that too, but do you have a knock? Knock's a lower level spell, right?
Don't have it.
Oh, bummer.
Not prepared.
Maybe want to try it or want to come back to it later.
I mean, if we can open it now, let's open it.
Yeah.
We're here now.
All right.
Yeah, the spell knock would definitely work in your mind, Cardiff.
All right. So do you guys want me to use my last spell slot for third, or do you have more than one left of third, Cardiff?
I mean, I don't have the spell. I do not have it.
You don't have Dispel Magic?
I mean, I have Counterspell.
Oh, I'll cast Dispel Magic then on that,
Okay.
that door, because I do have it.
Yeah, go ahead and click the spell for me real quick.
If it's less than level 3, it should automatically go.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I have to roll.
No, I understand. Hold on a second.
Yeah.
Alright, so since this spell was cast in a permanent fashion, the rules of it are Arcane Lock is a second level spell, sure, but the duration is until dispelled. Yeah, that's fine. This one's been cast by a slightly higher level caster. I'm going to say that it was cast as a higher level spell. Go ahead and just make a dice roll for me.
All right, I will do that. Hopefully, it is good. As good as that Arcana check I did. That was pretty good. It says it's rolling the die.
Mm-hmm.
Come on. Did you guys see it?
No.
Oh, what the hell happened there?
Okay, I see the dice.
Son of a bitch. I rolled a 5.
Okay. You cast Dispel Magic on it, and it doesn't seem to have an effect. There's a very just minor kind of phasing of the magic. But you realize with your Arcana check and with the casting of Dispel Magic on it, you realize that whatever this spell is, it's going to require you to be able to break a 4th level spell.
All I needed to do was roll a little bit better, guys. Oh well.
Correct. If you use a 4th level spell slot to cast Dispel Magic, if you have one, it'll automatically work.
Right, I don't though.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll take out my piece of paper and mark door
Mark it.
locked by magic.
Yeah, we'll get at that one later.
And then, do you tell me anything like about the 4th level, or?
Actually, hold on a second. I'm gonna go ahead and let that work. Sorry.
We're gonna let that work.
Yeah, no, there's no reason for me to add that addendum because there's other things that make it worse. Okay, cool.
Right.
Yeah, you cast a spell, Dispel Magic. It breaks the Arcane Lock or suppresses it for a time. Actually, that'll be the thing. It's a permanent.
Locked in.
It's a permanent magic. You know that you probably have about a good 10 minutes.
Yeah. All right, let's get in and out quick.
Okay.
Snatch and grab.
Inside, you see 3 just large stones of amber, and inside the one to the south and the ones to your sides, there appear to be dwarf bodies inside. They appear to be very gaunt for dwarves. Their hair seems to have been kind of braided around their bodies like clothing. Their beards being so long that they could braid it around their persons. But other than that, they don't appear to be wearing clothes underneath. And their bodies appear to be shriveled and mummified within the encasement of amber. Their eyes are open, and it looks like stones have been set inside of their eyes to replace them. Different colored stones. But the one on the south side appears to be kind of a purplish color that seems to just kind of slightly glow with an almost necromantic light.
Ooh, this is some scary shit. Get in here, Cardiff. You'll want to check this out.
Check it out quick, and I say we leave them here, mark it on the map, and then come back later.
What does it do?
I don't know. I sense a necromantic kind of aura of magic in here.
No, look at this one.
Be like mummies or something. I don't
Okay,
know.
you're just looking at it?
Yeah, we're not. Don't touch it.
Not touching it?
Not touching.
Okay. Yeah, nothing happens. It's just you see the bodies inside. It definitely appears that whatever wizard is in the southern one is more powerful than the other two.
Yeah, I'm wondering if you touch it, if it brings them back. I don't know.
You can make a history check if you want, Cardiff.
These might be your brothers.
You're not sure who these people were.
All right. Do you guys want to get out of here? It's creeping me out.
And you won't let me luck that, correct?
Not when it comes to the history checks for the past. No, because, again, the way we've kind of described luck, it's like you're kind of recalling. This
No,
isn't,
I got you.
This isn't a history check you would actually have. It's a history check from one of those. Yeah.
I got you.
All right, fire.
You do not want to touch it, correct? It does feel like it has a pulse. You can feel that almost like invisible kind of just beaming from it that seems to be like something a magic item would have present to it.
What kind of does it have an aura? An arcane aura?
If you're casting detect magic again as a ritual, taking the time to do it.
No.
Okay. You don't notice any specific one, but based on the eye color and just the state of the thing, it's possibly necromancy.
Necrotic.
Yeah.
Okay. But do they look sentient at all? Like,
no, not really. You don't know like what it is to them. There just seems to be kind of just this lingering magic that's present with them.
And there's no etchings, or it's just an empty.
Nothing that would
room?
tell you what this might do.
Do the dwarves have any traditions of encasing
Not that
creatures or people in amber?
Not that you're aware
Correct.
of.
That's what the history roll was for.
It was actually for who was in it. Go ahead and make an Arcana check. No, you're not sure. You do know that there are things called vestiges, which are typically like the remnants of a person or wizard that are kind of left to act as tutorials for people. So like if someone is very keen and capable, their soul will have a tracing of it, known as a vestige, put into stone or staff or artifact or something to that effect, kind of like a sentient object might have, and they're basically just trainees. If you're familiar with any of like Star Wars canon, like the holocrons, Jedi holocrons are kind of similar as to what you're thinking that this might be.
I'll touch this one. I'll activate it.
Everybody watches as he touches it. And there's kind of a pulse in the eyes of this kind of purplish black light. Make me... hold on a second. Make me, just to start, a charisma saving throw. Did I already tell you to make that? Wow, you already did. Did I say it already?
Yeah, you just told me to.
Okay, cool.
I was ready.
Yeah, you feel that there's this strange kind of magic kind of entering to you. And it seems to be kind of trying to dominate your will and just your nature to kind of like gain in touch with you. But you seem to kind of push it back. And it seems to be kind of trying to speak to you as well. And it says, "You come to the Ember Temple, seek secrets."
Well, yes, of course.
I am Thangob Norganas.
Thingab Norganus?
Yes.
It's obvious you're more powerful than your two compatriots. I just wish to speak with you.
I am the giver of the dark gift, the Norganis Norukta. And you kind of like think about it for a second, and the Dwarven translation, Norganis the name, the finger of oblivion.
The finger of oblivion.
Correct.
Somebody might want to hold the door so they don't lock.
So you're the Norganus. Oh my, I've read of you.
You're definitely bluffing, but it doesn't seem like he cares. Do you accept my gift, or do you not wish it?
Well, I don't think it's really for me, but It was a pleasure speaking with you.
Then be gone. And as he says that, there's this black wave that sends you out of the room, just kind of flushes you out, and anybody who's not touching the stone with you. The door doesn't shut or anything. It just flushes you out of the room if you don't accept the gift. I guess it would just flush the non-taker of the gift, rather. Just you. Get out. Pockets look like he entered in. It was. You heard one half of the conversation, Pockets, so you wouldn't have actually heard what Thangob would have said.
But
would've-
Pocket's curiosity is piqued,
Do you touch it?
and Pockets touches it.
Fair enough. Make a charisma saving throw.
Oh,
Yeah, I see it.
okay.
Oh, wait. No, I'm sorry. I don't see it. Again, the charisma saving throw from the last one. Oh, throw it out in the open.
Alright. Re-roll it.
Yeah, I saw Dan's. I was looking at Dan's. I'm dumb.
Okay.
Okay. You're fine. You feel like there's this lingering magic that's kind of trying to catch into your head. You kind of resist it, but you feel like you're not the only one that's in there resisting it. But you kind of like try and think on that for a second, but there's not another party. It just feels like, there's something weird there. But anyways, before you get a chance to think about that, you hear, "You who have entered into this place, into the Temple of Secrets, know this. I am Thangob, Norganus. Do you accept my gift?" Do you speak Dwarvish, by the way?
No, I do not.
Okay. He says, "My gift is Norganus or something Dwarvish sounding. You don't know what it means.
Is that power?
It is a great dark gift."
Yes.
All right. You guys watch as the hand that's currently touching the amber sarcophagus, the amber vestige, starts to turn black, specifically around the index finger, and it creeps, like his other fingers are fine, but the hand becomes black and the index finger becomes black, and it kind of goes up his arm a bit, and you can feel your flesh where the darkness is kind of wither, and then you kind of like, once you kind of look to yourself and release yourself from the vestige, you hear the vestige say to you, "You understand the power that I have given you. Use it against those who would fight you. Destroy them with the finger of oblivion."
Give him the finger.
You can cast the spell Finger of Death at will as an action.
Of death is powerful. Wow.
You're
Yes!
awesome. Good job.
Which one was that? Was that the one at the end?
Uh-huh.
I'll go ahead and touch this one over here.
I wonder what happens if you fail that charisma saving throw. That's gonna be fun. Charisma check.
Oh man, I can cast that at will.
Yeah, you can cast the spell Finger of Death at will.
That's a lot.
Holy crap!
Are you serious?
Mm-hmm.
That's gonna do something to him, though.
Yeah.
John, thanks for the flaw.
Yeah, he can cast Finger of Death at will. You feel like there might be a limitation to it. You don't know what that is. You definitely feel like there's power present, so you're not really focused on the bad parts. You're definitely focused on the part where you can cast
Holy
Finger of
shit.
Death whenever you want.
For every point of
Yup.
damage you cause, you take that in necrotic damage.
Holy crap, though. That's a level 7 spell. That's powerful.
And
Can
a
I touch
humanoid
this?
killed by this spell rises at the start of your next turn as a zombie that is permanently under your command, following your verbal orders to the best of its ability.
Correct.
Wow.
Can I touch this one here?
It doesn't do anything.
Okay. What about the other one?
Nice. Grats, man. That's awesome.
Oh, it's gonna backfire in some terrible way, I'm sure.
No,
But
that's
Oh,
fantastic,
yeah.
though. That's great.
You do notice that oh, hold on a second. Sorry. I apologize. Rewind. I'm going to rearrange some things. So yeah, the one in the south is now the one that would have been in the west. I'm a failure. So you said you're touching the one in the west?
Yeah.
Okay. You touch it. You see the darkness kind of flare up in the eyes, and you hear kind of this voice enter into your head. You have touched my vestige. What is it that you wish? Do you wish to have the secret that I bear within me?
Knowledge. So yes, secrets.
I give you my gift. Do you know who I am?
Probably not. No.
I am Bond, the evasive.
Vond. VOND.
Vaund.
Okay. Sounds impressive.
If you wish my gift, I will grant it to you. Understand that this great boon will give you powers, limited as they may be, and a curse, permanent and dire. In life, I was afraid of everything, all things, and I hid here under the God of Secrets' cover. It did not help. It shall not help you.
Hmm.
Do you accept it?
Sure.
Right. You guys
Aw, man.
You guys watch as he kind of like, his hand kind of starts like gleaming, and this kind of white energy pours over him very quickly. After it completes, you don't see him for just a second, kind of lose sight of him, and then you notice that he's still standing there. You have the effects of the magic items Amulet of Proof against detection and location, and a Ring of Evasion present on you for the next
That'd
10
been
days.
nice a while ago.
Present for the next 10 days. And I will be adding a new flaw to you, and I will tell you another thing in whispers.
I lost that. What did you say?
This flaw is more important than any other personality trait that you have, and needs to be roleplayed to its highest extent that you can.
Okay.
What is the flaw? I didn't.
Oh, you don't. I didn't say what it was.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
It's a
You don't get to
secret
know.
flaw.
Yeah.
You can either take the darkness in you, Chody, or you cannot.
All right. Dugat, there's a third one. You better grab it while everybody else is doing their nonsense.
Okay. So
Yeah.
was that an
I'm gonna-
amulet or is
I'll-
that just?
It's
I'll
not
go
a.
for
It's
it,
not
I
a
guess.
magical item at all. You have
Okay,
the
so I just
effects
get
of the benefits of wearing a amulet of proof against detection and location, and a ring of evasion. You know that it's temporary. That benefit.
But you have to pass a charisma throw though. There's no way I can pass charisma. I'm negative
you don't.
one, man.
You don't know that. Your character. What would your character do?
You
That's
said
true.
you said you touched it though. I heard that part.
So these people just said they touched it and they got something, or
yeah,
what?
they touched the other ones. Are you touching the third one?
You know that Cardiff refused it and was pushed out.
And you notice that Chai and Pockets did accept these gifts, and Pockets changed, and Chai will also change, but I'm going to let him explain as to how that happens. 1 second.
You know what? No guts, no glory. Yeah, I'm gonna touch it.
That's when it gives you herpes or whatever.
I'll be right back.
Dugat, you have clap.
Fucking Pockets already put his finger in something gross.
All right.
Dude, if you didn't take it, I was so gonna try and go for a
Alright.
second gift.
You touch it.
I was gonna say I
You-
drink like gambling potions all the time, so yeah, let's go ahead and go for it.
You hear just this faint whisper kind of enter into your mind. Roll a charisma saving throw.
Do it. Well,
Okay.
Oh,
Go ahead. And,
God.
do I have advantage
why would you have advantage? No.
with saving throws?
No, it's not a spell, nor is it a trap.
Fine, I tried.
You are accepting the gift, I presume. So let's have that discussion real quick. You hear a whisper kind of floating at the back of your head, and you can kind of hear it whispering, "My dogs, my dogs, my dogs. Do you wish to have my dogs?"
I'm compelled to say yes. So okay.
You're not compelled to say yes.
Oh, I thought since I got a 0,
No,
I
no,
got
no,
a
no,
yes.
no, no. That's not how that goes. So my dogs. You wish to have my dogs. They will help you wherever you go. They're the most loyal dogs.
Sure, I want dogs.
I am Syriach, the Hellhound Whisperer. Enjoy my dark gift. And you feel it kind of course through you. As you kind of regain consciousness, there will be a couple of changes to you that are going to be interesting. The main one, I'll note to you, is that you just start speaking in tongues the second you burst out of it. You now speak the language Infernal. Yeah. But as he's speaking, you guys see that there's sulfurous smoke that's issuing from his body as he's speaking it. After you stop speaking for a second, you realize that the benefit there, being able to speak that tongue, every time you do so, you will emit the strange sulfurous smoke. You would also note that as an action, you can summon 2 hellhounds. Both hounds are under your command. Both appear at the same time. They appear within adjacent to you, and you feel like that once they're summoned, they will last for as long as they live. Yeah. And follow your commands.
So cool.
Oh, and then one more note. Hold on.
The vet bills are going to kill you, though.
I'm going to make a change to your character. I'm going to make a change to your character sheet. I'm going to need you to roleplay it accordingly. And
Okay,
this-
let me. I'm editing right now, so let me stop it, and then you can do it.
oh no, I'm in there. I can edit it while you're editing it.
Oh,
Guys,
okay,
I
cool.
really want this party to continue
Okay.
this full dungeon.
So go ahead and look at the
Really.
go ahead and look at the top. Do you see it?
Conditions or which
No.
one?
Very, very top of your whole sheet.
Oh, yep.
Roleplay
Got
it.
it. Yes, sir. Got it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
All right. Okay.
It's like Christmas in there, Cardiff.
Oh,
It
John.
certainly seems
I'm
so.
not good at that. I'll try.
Remember that ring I gave you?
Yeah, do I get to keep that, or does that like you taking that back at the end of the
Well-
adventure?
The ring is only as useful as the spells that are in it.
That's true. That is true. I thought you would say something about it's only as meaningful as the person who gave it to you.
No, it's the spells that make it good.
Yeah, there are some good spells in there, for sure.
All right. So you guys all touch the things.
I know what happened in that room.
Oh. I forgot to read the next part.
Yeah, you did.
Oh.
What happens is they all become encased in amber, and the people in amber
No.
escape now.
No.
That would be crazy.
Oh,
3 dead characters
God.
like that.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna send it to you,
That'd be horrible.
Chris. And I just want you to not
Why
get mad.
are you only talking to one person? Your sound keeps going out.
Can
Is
you
that
hear?
what he's
Can you
doing?
hear me? Okay.
Now I can. Your sound went out when you were
No,
talking.
I
don't
was
know what's
talking
going on.
fine.
That's weird.
Yeah. I'm gonna send you something, Chris, and I don't want you to be mad. Okay.
You
I don't.
called me Chris. Aw.
Because it's a serious thing that's gonna happen. I'm gonna
Okay.
It's serious.
I'm gonna post something to you.
You're out again. I'm just seeing lips move.
Okay, I'm gonna post something. Are you listening to Discord?
I can't hear you either.
What the hell? Can you hear me?
You're not supposed to
Now.
hear him.
I can hear you now.
Now I can hear you.
He's just talking to Chody.
I couldn't hear him
Ah.
either.
Not talking to him. Dungeons and Dragons and Dungeons and Dragons.
So that was the next sentence in that part that I read there. Chris, can you hear me? Okay.
Yes, I can.
Yeah.
I can hear you.
Okay. Do me a favor, because I'm not gonna.
Totally understand.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Go ahead and just do me a favor and just make 2 attacks against. Let's go with pockets. Let's go with pockets.
Oh, don't piss Pockets off. He has that finger of death now.
I'm most
Holy
likely
shit.
going to be reckless as well right now.
They both hit.
You
So-
trashed him.
Chai, as you kind of pull away and you're seeing Dugat pull away, he immediately kind of like turns around with this kind of feral look on his face and just starts wailing in on Pockets. 2 solid hits. He would have actually raged before. Oh, you don't have any rages left.
I have 4 rages now. Yes,
Okay.
I do.
So he would have raged first. So it would have been a total of 10 and 14 damage.
14 damage to pockets.
So 10 and 14, so 24 damage total to pockets. Yeah,
Am I gonna call my hellhounds?
So as I turn around and see this,
it's an action to do that.
Okay, just curious.
If you, I mean, it sounds like a good idea. Basically, just real quick, it looks like he's really mad at pockets for some reason. You're not sure why. It looks like he's under his own control though, and explaining to you, Chody, why you're attacking him. You're really angry at him for having taken that weird staff earlier, and you want it.
I have the staff. I have the bag.
Well, you don't want him to ever have it.
You have the bag.
okay.
You do not have the staff.
Okay.
Pockets has the staff.
Yeah, he didn't put it in the bag.
Okay, I thought
Pockets
they put it in the bag.
has the
All right.
staff.
You're mad that he wouldn't
Cool,
give
I
the
want that
staff up,
staff.
and he yells that as he
I
smashes
need that
you.
staff.
Give me that
it's
staff.
gonna help me for what I'm doing.
okay, so as I turn around to see the fighting,
Initiative.
All right.
Oh.
You got this, John, or do you
No,
want me to do it?
you're you, dude. I'm actually not going to roll a single initiative in this whole fight. It's going to be great.
all of us need to roll initiative.
Yeah.
Boy, good roll there. Dugat.
Thanks, man. I'm
At
quick.
least you got your chops in already, right?
The first ones.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Cardiff and I are going to go after everybody else retaliates and stuff. Speedy Gonzalez over there
Okay.
is going first.
So yeah, go ahead. Pockets.
All right.
Guys, I think something came over to got here. He's not of his right mind.
He doesn't. To everybody who's of the caster variety, he doesn't appear ensorcelled in any way. And he said, with a very clear and concise just reason, I want him to give us a staff. It's not right that he's keeping it himself. I need it for what I need.
I need it for the betterment. Give it to me now. Stop talking, or you'll die.
Betterment of what?
Oh, fuck you on that flaw, John.
Everything around me. Those potions. I'm making potions to help people. Give me the staff.
You've been collecting magic like crazy, man. What's going on?
Pockets, what are you doing?
More than happy to tell you after I get the staff. Give me the staff now.
Yeah. It's probably not going to do anything, but I'm casting Finger of Death on him.
Okay.
Oh, it might just kill him.
He has enough health, and he won't die.
I love how this is playing out. Go ahead and can you just
That does a lot of damage.
add the spell and then cast it, please?
All right.
It's level 7.
Spells.
When I looked that up, I was like, holy moly, that's a killer spell.
That's why
Where do I add it on my character sheet?
it should have a spells section. Hold on a second. I'll help you out.
All right.
The average damage in that spell is probably more than he has hit points.
But it's a con save.
78 plus 30. The
Go
plus
ahead.
30 is what gets you.
Go ahead and make a con save there, Dugat.
I have advantage.
Oh, I know, it's a spell.
He's raging too, right? Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, but what type of damage is Finger of Death?
Necrotic.
78 plus 30 necrotic.
He has the bear, so.
That's killer.
Yeah, that means he's immune to everything except psychic.
Right, resistant.
Or
but yeah.
resistant to everything except psychic.
Oh, you were doing that.
So
Okay.
he'll take
You should have the
half.
spell added on there now.
Cool.
Alright. DC 11 con saving throw. I think you passed. So on a success, you take half damage.
Oh,
And
but
then,
that would also be plus 30, correct?
no, it's already added.
Include the plus
Oh.
30. You mean it only rolled 8
No.
second,
Wow.
right?
Yeah, it would be plus
No, I
30.
rolled. Yeah.
Why would it do
doesn't
that?
add in.
Hold on a second.
That's weird, isn't it?
That is strange indeed. Let me go ahead and fix that real quick. But yeah, so 68 damage halved is 34.
And then
Halved
half again.
is 17.
So I hear verbal components.
Mhm. You hear
of a spell.
a spell more powerful than you can cast, being thrown around.
And I understand it's necrotic.
Oh yeah, you understand it's a necromancy spell, yeah.
And he touched this, correct?
He touched the south one, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And
Chai,
Pockets is gonna eat it, but
Chai, make a perception check.
Who, me?
Yeah. You still notice it. You see that his hand becomes more like black as he throws out that spell, and it seems to actually like little bits of blackness start kind of reaching out of his collar and kind of like veining up his neck, almost as if the blackness was spreading.
Pockets.
It's your up.
Fuck me.
I was just trying to stop him for the staff. He just tried to kill me. You all need to stop them. He'll do the same to you.
On the Dugat.
He's raging.
Okay. Yeah, it's fine.
Takes those.
Yeah, go ahead and make a wisdom saving throw there, Dugat. He has advantage. 17 will work.
Damn.
He says nope. All right, Cardiff.
I walked to the door.
And close it.
And,
Yeah, you know what? If we wait long enough, they'll get locked into that place.
What are you bringing
But-
out?
an iron door on the open door.
Okay.
Don't leave me in here. I still got movement.
You put an iron door on the open door, so it's closed. That's fine.
And then I lock it.
Okay. There's actually no lock on the iron door. It's just a door.
Cardiff, what the hell are you doing, man? There's some people in there that weren't fighting, like Chai. He was just in there.
They all touched the statues.
All right, Farron. Door could be opened.
All right. Well, what I would say is, Cardiff, I know you're a real smart person and everything, and you probably are doing the right thing, but I can't. My conscience won't let me leave.
Me
Chai
being
there.
a good person is going to ruin this all.
I would have to go there and open the door. So is that like an action, or can I still cast a spell?
Part of your movement. You can cast a spell still.
All right. I would cast, since I saw what happened.
Mhm.
My thought would be that Dugat shouldn't have attacked Pockets, but Pockets way overreacted and cast that killer spell on him. So what I would do is I would cast Hold Person on Dugat, so he wouldn't chop him with his axe anymore.
Go ahead and cast the spell.
And then I would say, Dugat, stop, cast a spell, and then I would say, Pockets, stop attacking him. We got to stop fighting amongst.
Go ahead and make a saving throw, wisdom saving throw there, Jody.
Yeah, I might as well click it here. It's a 16 wisdom saving throw.
Success on the spell. So he's held in place.
So I hold him, and then after I do that with my spell, I say, Pockets, he's held. Stand down.
It's my turn now.
Yeah, on the end of your turn,
Got in the room.
you can go ahead and make another.
I am going to. You'll see me get very frustrated and try to move, but as you do, you'll see me start smoking and smell sulfur as I summon 2 hellhounds.
Correct. So the action doesn't require any movement or anything to that effect, just the willing of it. And the hellhounds can act
They're
this turn.
large creatures. They're large creatures, aren't they?
Mm-hmm. Where do you want them?
In the room.
So far, everybody in this room except for Cardiff has attacked you.
I want them on the other side of them, each on those 2 squares.
I hope he means inside the room.
Hold on.
I think he gets to save at the end of every turn, doesn't he?
Yeah, go ahead and make
At
that.
the end of every one of his turns.
Yep. Every one of your turns, Dugat, you're gonna get a save.
They're not large. They're small or medium.
Really? Oh, that's good. At least they're not large ones. You're putting them out here with us? Really?
Oh, I'm just setting the token there. I'm not.
Oh, I thought that's where he was putting them. I hope he's not putting them out here with us. I did cast Hold Person on him, but I was telling him to stop fighting, so, you know. It's easy to rationalize with somebody who's raging.
I'm okay with Cardiff. He didn't do anything against me. Everyone else has. I want that staff.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody getting that staff till we figure out what's going on.
You all are going to get the staff to the hindquarters.
I mean, I'm assuming I'm dying tonight, so. This is gonna be fun.
1 second. Sorry, hold on.
Either Dugat's gonna kill me, or my finger will.
Oh no, if that blackness keeps going up, I'm cutting that arm off.
Oh. You just can't stand to see people with 2 arms, can you?
Yeah, I got a 1-arm fetish.
Oh man.
So you're like George Lucas, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
All right. So Pocket's turn.
1 second. No, it's
my
still.
my dogs are coming out, bro.
Can you move that? Can you move that token?
Who let the dogs out?
Do they have to roll
Shorty,
initiative?
can you move that token?
Yeah, I just did. I moved it inside.
They're gonna go and spawn, just like a animated object or summoned creature. Sure. Go ahead and place them where you want.
And I place them right there. And then in Infernal, as I'm smoking more, I say kill them now.
I think you can't talk while held.
I can't talk while held? Why wouldn't I be able to
Hold
talk?
on. You're paralyzed.
Either way, it was for effect.
I'll say they can be summoned. They'll probably attack just in a fashion that's just defensive. So you spawn them where they spawned. They would attack. I'll go ahead and murder your own party. They're both just going to move in such a fashion that they won't include you in it, but they're basically going to detonate fire breath on both of them. So go ahead and make dexterity saving throws, Chai and Pockets.
Not again, Chai.
1 or 2.
2 total, yeah.
Alright. And these will have +2 to them from,
Sure.
what's it called? Shieldmaster.
And you should have
I think I might have failed that last one.
Yeah, so 12 and 15 is 27 damage for you, Chai. And success on both of those, so 12 and
And
8.
on the first one, I'm going to use my
Action to block it.
action to block the first one, yeah.
Okay, so then you'll only take 9 points of damage. Okay, and they look like they're ferocious and ready to rock and roll. Alright, Pockets.
Time to GTFO. I disengage.
Okay.
And
Would that mean that I get a chance to try to get out, or does that not work like that?
Not work like that.
I don't know what came over him. He just attacked me. And I found the staff. It's mine.
Chai.
Yeah, I'm like gonna back out the door.
You're going to, like, what do they call that? What do they call that when you leave a battle?
I'm doing a tactical retreat, pulling out my water skin and trying to put out the freaking flames on me again.
Okay, that's fine for just fluff. That's cool. And then you're done, right?
Uh-huh.
Cardiff.
I step here. I utter a couple words. Myself and Farron turn invisible.
Okay.
Oh, thank you. You gotta love that.
Farron.
I'm shutting that door.
Alright.
Dugat, we are leaving.
Okay.
Shut the door. Get
Dugat,
rid of your dogs.
what are you doing on your turn?
I'm going to take out my potions. How many of them can I drink?
You're still held.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, then I
He
guess
has
that's all I'm
to,
going to do.
he has to. Did you check your save from last time? Like every time at the end of your turn, you get a save.
At
Yeah.
at the end of it, so
Yeah.
technically I can't do or say anything. The only thing I can do is
Right.
save.
John,
Yeah.
I'm not.
Oh, okay.
John.
What's
I'm
up?
sending you a message.
Oh, he failed
Okay.
again. Holy crap! I got him held again.
Whew. I'm still gonna alive.
All right, guys.
Waiting for the message.
What do we do with that guy? He's in there with those dogs.
Okay.
They're evil, obviously evil dogs.
So the door being closed would require a human hand to open it, but you do hear that there's battering on the door on the opposite side. You in your held position can see that your hellhounds are really trying to get through the door.
I hear you knocking, but you can't come in.
I need somebody to roll d6 twice.
Oh no.
Okay, so one of them. You can see the iron door start to kind of heat up and kind of slag out a bit, and then another slam hits into it, and you can actually see like the shape of a hellhound's paw slam through the metal of it. It looks like it's probably going to be thrown off of its makeshift setting with little effort, possibly another turn by the hellhounds.
All right, let's go.
Pockets.
30 and another 30 after that.
Okay. Real quick. Sorry. As you move through there, though, hold on. You have dark vision, do you not?
Yes, I do.
Okay. As you're heading that way, you actually see somebody standing in the hallway, kind of looking over in your direction. 1 second.
Oh, back when I was
Hold on.
back here?
I'll show you. Yeah, stop there.
Okay.
Yeah, hold on. You see what looks like an elf standing there in regal kind of clothing, just very fine looking attire, mage's robes, if you will, just watching this happen. It looks like he has a smirk on his face.
Pockets turns to the others, or he calls out to the. Excuse me, sir. What do you seem to find so funny? Would you mind letting us a hand here?
He responds to your inquiry by drawing a rapier.
And I keep running.
The thing I was doing, I keep doing that. Okay.
But at least everyone knows that there's someone behind us.
Try.
Where was this guy at?
You can see him directly on back if you can see him. You hear a blade being pulled naked from its sheath some way down. Remember when you walked over towards the open hall? Somewhere over there. Yeah.
That direction?
North.
Oh, I see him. Fireball!
You cast Firebolt?
Yep.
Adorable. Yeah, that'll hit. He gets blasted by it, and he kind of just grimaces at the attack, and then he kind of looks at you with just a look on his face where he just starts shaking his head.
And I'll look back and tell everybody, go!
Cardiff.
Okay.
You're invisible.
Yeah. I'm gonna move up the stairs quietly. Kind of peering around the corner. And I'm just gonna kind of sneak up the stairs and try and figure out who this person is that Pockets was yelling about.
Okay. Can you see him?
I don't want to move my. Fuck it. I'll move my token. Can I make my token like invisible to the party?
Just move your token. Stop being a dork.
I mean, I would move all the way up here.
Okay, you don't see him, do you?
I mean, I would keep moving towards the exit.
Yep, it's not. He's not that way. He's the way Chai went. Farron, you have the benefit of invisibility. It looks like Chai is getting ready to sacrifice himself to let you guys escape.
I'm gonna escape then because this is getting nasty. I don't even know what's going on exactly. So I would go up the stairs. I don't know how far I've gone so far. I should have measured that.
How
But I could
is
go
there?
a total of 80 if I double move. So can I go right out on up?
Yeah,
into the
that's fine. Don't worry about anybody who's rushing out. Are you guys just trying to escape from the chambers?
I'm not leaving She.
Okay. We'll get to that in a bit then. Dugat, go ahead and make a wisdom saving throw.
You could be stuck there.
Welcome to
Hey!
freedom.
There it is.
As you kind of like are trying to force your jaw to move, you kind of finally move it and you say, "Get them, kill them," in Infernal, and you're just smoking like
Yes.
crazy. Sure enough, the Hellhounds use their entire action to break open the door.
Now,
Chai, there are
would I
two.
still have a movement action?
No, you don't get to act at all. It's the end of your turn.
Oh, the end of turn, right? I'm sorry. Yeah.
Chai, you see two Hellhounds break through the iron door that was placed there by Cardiff moments ago, and you realize that you're
Oh, this is so gonna hurt.
currently flanked.
Those five fireballs have made him really cocky now.
I mean, he does have the effects of the evasion spell, though, right?
That's
So-
good. Yeah.
That's only on dexterity, right?
Oh, evasion's everything, isn't it?
Read the Ring of Evasion. Alright. The strange elf, with kind of just dusty looking skin and dark black hair, kind of looks you over, just kind of like seems to be taking a measure of you. As he does so, he kind of steps in closer to you. He has the rapier in his hand and seems to be just kind of casually holding his left hand off to the side. Doesn't seem to be, just openly, like his hands are open, rapier to one side and left hand off to the side. The next thing you see is a flash of light as his left hand kind of moves forward and a single silver dart comes flying straight at you. I believe he hits. Take 11 points of damage.
I'm down.
And you can just see, like, with the flickering of your eyes as the poison takes hold over you, he's just grinning. And he'll finish his movement by stepping forward to you. The other thing that you notice as you're kind of falling into unconsciousness is as he closes into you, you can hear the sounds of screams just emanating from his form. They just seem to fill your ears as you enter into that sweet, sweet darkness. It just sounds
And
like
just before I pass out, I want to yell, "Run, you fools!"
It sounds like the screams of people who have been just butchered or who are being butchered horribly, just yelling out to you, and you fall unconscious. Pockets.
Yeah. Pockets is
Continuing to escape.
on his way to the stairs up to the next floor and trying to hightail it out of there. And he probably turns the Farron and asks him,
No, you don't, because he's invisible.
You hear Cardiff yell,
Oh,
just
right.
run.
Okay.
You hear Cardiff just yell, run. That's it.
Well, you heard me yell it too before. I
So
went down.
Pockets is running, though, for the exit. Like, that's his modus operandi.
Perfectly fine. All right. Chai death saving throw. Okay, it's one failure. Cardiff.
I'm gonna try and sneak.
Yeah. Go ahead and make a stealth check. That's really good.
That old man is sneaky.
That is really good.
Shuffles his feet.
An issue though, he actually kind of looks in your direction as you start like moving over towards him, because he has a passive perception of 22, and he says to you, "Take him with you. Leave this place. Bring back the ones with the gifts. They are forfeit. They are mine."
Wait a minute, I'm one with a gift.
Oh, leave him. He's mine. I forgot.
What is your name?
Actually, fuck it. No. Hold on. Change my mind. Bring back the ones without the gifts, all of them from your camp. They are mine.
So you want me to turn myself in?
Well,
What?
after you take them into the groups with them, take your friend.
That'll be the trade.
Don't do it.
I will allow you all to live if you come and you kneel.
What's your name?
Not fit for your feeble ears, you old dotard.
What does he look like?
He looks like an elf. Black hair and kind of dusty skin. He doesn't look undead. He does have kind of like a strange kind of look to you. And actually, as you lean down to pick up Chai, your ears become filled with a cacophony of people dying, screams, just all of these death yells being just yelled at you.
In Elven,
Hmm.
I say this temple didn't used to be this way. How long have you been here?
How long have you been gone?
I don't know.
Why are you talking normal?
Because I don't.
But I don't know.
There we go. That's better. I want Cardiff to be Cardiff.
He says,
I can't quite say I know, but could you please tell me, huh? I wish I knew when or where I was.
take your friend. Tell the leader of your camp to come to this temple and submit
Do
to
you
me.
know of a feint?
I will say it again, and only once more. Take your friend. Go to your leader. Bring all of your kind to me and submit to my service. Swear it to me. And he lowers the rapier's point down to the paladin.
Well, I can't swear at others' choices. If that's the only choice I have, then I suppose it's forfeit.
I know your spellcraft. You should be able to muster a means of commanding your allies to do as you please.
I want them to.
As we're talking, the Hellhounds kind of start bounding in because I presume that
Yeah, this is
Chody's
taking
mentality hasn't changed.
This is taking.
All right, Chody, what's your what? Farron, are you doing anything? You're invisible. He's still rushing
He's
out.
Um, do I see pockets? He must be close to me. 'Cause
Yeah.
He's about as fast as I am, I bet.
A little faster, but yeah,
A little faster. I'm 40. Are you 40?
I'm a little slower.
he can do 90 in
If
a turn.
If
No, I
saw,
can't.
Oh.
I'm only level 1 rogue.
Oh, never mind.
Okay. So what I would do is go back to him a little bit and heal him probably because, like, in my thought was that he was the one attacked. He got attacked first, so it wasn't
Picking
his fault.
sides, it's fine.
Oh
This
yeah, I
Kevin
would totally
guy's
pick
a good
sides.
guy. I like him.
He is a
I
really
would,
good
I would
guy.
probably just do a
Yeah,
level
he's a
1
good
though.
guy, man. I like him.
Speaking of assholes, though, go ahead, Dugat. It's your turn.
Sweet, let's go.
7 hit points.
You
dude,
see-
and then I keep running.
Chai, who casts some sort of spell on you, laying bleeding on the ground. You don't see Cardiff. You are pretty sure that based on the way your hellhounds are kind of angling towards the steps, that everybody else, specifically Pockets, ran that way. And then there's this weird elf.
Oh, I'm strictly focused on pockets, man. I'm going straight after him. That's all I care about.
Hopefully you can't catch us.
The hellhounds can. They'll dash to get right behind you guys.
I'm
Oh,
at.
yeah.
I've done 1 movement speed there. I have a 2nd movement, so
Well, they're not technically right there. So if you're moving,
that's what I'm saying. I'm going to continue going after them.
if you're dashing and moving
Essentially-
80, you'll be 20
Yes.
behind.
Correct. So I will get as far as close as I can to them and be yelling, "Give me the staff or die," or both.
Jeez.
So I'm technically 70 feet past from wherever I'm on here because I had 10 feet of movement left. I would have used going up the stairs and then a full 60 feet of movement.
Yeah. So that said, okay, let's go ahead and recalculate.
Fuck.
Let's say you are at a point of plus 70 from wherever that is. Sound good? Because you said you moved
Yeah.
and you got another move. Okay. The Hounds just went 100 from the start point, so they are technically off board probably 10, 15 feet behind you. Let's go with 15 feet. Be fair. And then directly behind them, 20 feet, is Dugat. So 35 feet behind.
5 feet behind them.
You move a total
80.
of 40 plus 40. The hounds are way faster than you, and they're
Okay.
15 out. So you're behind the hounds.
Cool.
All right. He kind of grins at the nothing, the elf, and he lowers his rapier down. Looks like he's readying an action to kill Chai. Go. Or forfeit him.
As of basically, I'd be getting a healing potion, my last healing potion.
And he says, and by taking him, by bringing him back, you've sworn to me that you will bring all of yours to swear their allegiance to me.
They have to choose.
They have to choose whether they swear allegiance. But
He lowers the rapier
least they
down,
get
and
the
you can
choice.
see blood start to come out of the paladin. Swear to me that you will do it.
He would swear.
Okay. He would move the rapier away. And he'd step back so the screams no longer assail your ears. And he'd smile. I cannot wait for my army to arrive. What fun we will have destroying the Master's brother. What fun we will have destroying the Sleeper. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead
On a
and
side note, this is the best game I've had in a very long time.
We're
This
gonna-
has been fun.
we're gonna do the play-by-play. You ready? I'm just gonna go ahead and simplify the process because I already think I know everybody's actions. Okay, and I just want to make it easy on everybody. Go ahead. What were you gonna say?
I realized that, yeah, I technically have 3 charges on my Misty Dagger that I could use.
Sure.
So I'd probably pull that out to go even faster.
Yeah.
And I'd probably switch into a spider and climb up on a wall, and then those guys
To
would
elude.
by me.
Perfectly
Plus
fine.
I'm indivisible.
As you guys escape out the side passage and start heading into the difficult terrain and having a problem with that, the hellhounds kind of rush out behind you, kind of slippering into it and sliding down the hill a bit. Dugat comes rushing out as well, axe in hand, and just a murderous glare as he stares down at Pockets. And Pockets, you get this strange just vibe, this weird just kind of just sensation from the staff that you're holding, that you've been holding, kind of keeping to yourself, but now you kind of turn it and point it directly at him, point it at your enemy, and you don't know why, but you just feel this need to do it. And as you point it at the hounds and Dugat, there's just a strange surge that flares through you, and this field of ice just goes ripping across the plain, smashing into Dugat and smashing into the hellhounds. The hellhounds are very quickly just frozen solid and start breaking apart as they continue to try to charge with their frozen and locked forms, and Dugat is knocked unconscious. He's technically in the dying state. Farron, I presume just based on your good heart nature, you're going to rush over and heal him, but not bring him back to consciousness, just stabilize him, so you can migrate him back to the camp.
Yep, definitely.
And then shortly thereafter, Cardiff and Chai, who's quite wounded.
We're both invisible.
Yeah.
You and I are both invisible.
That's
Like,
fine.
Invisibility on
So
the two of
Farron
us.
would have became visible at some point.
Yes.
At that, he would have been like, "Oh, okay. Well, then I should probably turn into a spider and start running faster since I'm not invisible." That works perfect. Anyways, the staff you're holding, it starts to kind of like chill into your hand, and you can feel ice kind of running up the lengths of your fingers and onto your palms, and it hurts. It hurts bad, but you feel just compelled to keep a hold of it.
How does the Ring of Winterland interact with me enduring this cold?
You didn't take any damage. It still hurts through it, though. It doesn't deal damage. It's pain.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
You also feel just having the staff will probably keep the Ring of Winterlands maintained. So if you have the staff on you and the ring in the same hand, the ring won't melt, even if it is in cold.
Very nice. Very nice.
That said, you don't feel like you could do that again. You feel like the staff did it on its own, but you're not sure how or why. You don't think that you can attune to the staff. You don't think you can become attuned to it or use it in any way. That said,
bad things I'm about to do. Really bad things.
Yeah. What do you want to do?
Sorry, guys. So, real quick, are the hellhounds still there?
They're broken apart and dead. They just took a cone of cold.
And And how? What kind of shape does Farron look like he's in?
Farron is pretty much at full health.
Yeah, I'm in great shape.
Keep in mind your alignment didn't change. You do not.
Okay.
You're not evil. You're not. You're
Farron,
not.
you still have a lot of spells in that ring.
You're
You're
not-
fine.
You're not.
You
Yeah,
are
I'd be fine if you
completely
start-
fine.
I'm
Going
If he
off the
tries to,
Discord message,
if he
I didn't
tries
know
to
if,
fuck
like,
with you, he dies.
Oh, I think I replied to you on
you
accident.
said yes. Oh, okay.
Oh no, I think I replied to you on accident because a lot of people have been messaging me throughout. So I don't
Yeah.
think. Yeah. Okay. I see. No. Hold on.
I healed you a little bit ago, Pockets. So
I think I hit enter. Like I typed in the word yes when you said so ends pockets. That's when I hit enter as a joke. Then,
Okay.
but no, that's when I typed in the word. I didn't hit enter when I typed it because I'm trying not to use Discord for messaging because it's kind of aggravating.
No, I was trying to send you a private message like in Roll20.
Sure.
You weren't popping up.
That's fine.
So okay. So I don't necessarily do evil things because I'm not necessarily compelled to do so.
Right.
Okay. No, I'm not going to finger of
Only
Death Farron, then.
one person. only one party member's alignment changed. That said, that's probably going to be the end of the session. You guys hobble back to the camp.
yeah, we get back to camp and tell them, all shit hit the fan.
The things to note is that Cardiff, make an Arcana check. The gifts are bad, but you know that anybody else who hasn't received a gift, if somebody wanted to go in there and receive all the gifts, they could. And the gifts are no longer the gifts don't reset or become void if you use them. So anybody can go in there and get them, but you can only receive a gift once.
So they're okay. So so I'm down, and they took me back to town, or what happened?
Oh, you're going to be unconscious for quite some time. We're going to have a discussion off chat after I get this done here.
Okay.
Take note of the spells that you have.
And you've only cast Finger of Death once, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Only once.
When you do it the third time, I need you to let me know. Which, unfortunately, I didn't want to tell you that. I wanted it to be more fun, but because I might not be role-playing or running for you, I'm going to need you to do that. I'm going to go ahead and kill the stream, and I'll get you guys experience off board.